Here we go.
Woo!
All right. Here we are. Draft night.
We're here. Here we go. First crack, baby. First crack of the evening. The NFL draft is upon us. The boy child himself, Zach Wilson, on your beautiful screens if you are watching on ESPN. We are here. We are excited. This is the second annual Baltimore Beatdown Draft Night live stream, ladies and germs. We're excited. I am pumped up. It just hit me exactly at 8 o'clock. It just hit me. I got a little goosebumps. I'm ready, baby.
I got goosebumps too. Feel.
Oh, look at the goose pimple boys. Look at us just goosing loosing.
That's wild, man. Yeah. Okay. So we're here. It is 8 o'clock. Looks like the commish, Captain Touchback, is going to come streaming across the stage there any minute to announce the first pick in Trevor Lawrence. And yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting draft night, I think, for a lot of different reasons. It's going to be interesting for the Ravens. It's also going to be interesting because of the Aaron Rodgers news that came out earlier, a couple hours ago.
Aaron Rodgers is not very gruntled. He is quite disgruntled, and he falls in the Ben Roethlisberger, Brett Favre, I'm a macho man, Super Bowl winning quarterback that has a very high tendency to be the most dramatic person in the entire world, despite my macho persona that I portray. So here we are. We have a saga that is going to unfold, and my bold prediction is that we are going to hear his name said over 33 times tonight alone, and nothing's going to come of it right this second. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know.
What did we put down? So we got a drinking game going. What did we put down for how many drinks he has to take when they mention Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers, every time you hear his name mentioned, is going to be 2 drinks. The other ones we are rolling with as we've got our initial listeners starting to trickle in. Drink once if you hear listening to calls. A team is fielding calls, taking calls. Drink once if you hear reach, that player's reach. Drink once if you hear best player available. That will knock you the out. Drink once if you hear character concern. Drink twice every time there is a trade. That's a good one. Let's celebrate the trades. We like the action. We love it. Drink twice every time there's an Alabama player drafted, which there's potential. Didn't realize until Jake showed me that.
I kind of came up with it on the spot too, because I was like thinking, and I think they were talking about it on the ESPN telecast. They have College Game Day there. And they're like, yeah, they're going to have all these Alabama guys. And I really sat down and thought about it. I was like, shit, they could have like 8 guys go tonight.
They very well could. And 5 is probably the floor, I'd say. Right about 5 with Surtain, Jones, Waddle, Smith. And then you have to think 1 of Dickerson or Barmore. And I'm forgetting another one. Or is that it?
I think that's it.
That might be it. That might be all the guys that are. So maybe 4 or 5 is right where we're at. But quite a few. Always a fun game. And then drink every time a receiver is drafted twice, and drink 3 times every time a quarterback is drafted, and every time you hear there is a potential trade or the Ravens are potentially making a trade, finish that drink.
Absolutely. So that's going to be a ton of fun, and it's going to be maybe the main crux of what we got going on here. And we're just going to be kind of chilling. Nothing too structured, nothing too crazy. You guys can shoot questions in as we go, and we'll answer them as we go here. We're probably going to be cutting this stream in half, because around the time the Ravens pick, we're going to be hopping off of here and then hopping on to the SB Nation NFL show stream. They were gracious enough to invite us on to talk about the Ravens pick. So we're going to be doing that, I believe, right before, give them some analysis right after. And then after that, we'll probably fire it back up on our end and do some more analysis and record a podcast. So it's going to be a wire-to-wire fun night.
We got articles to write later. I'm definitely going to be quite tipsy. I'm going to have to write a reaction article unless the Ravens trade completely out of the first round. Mel Kiper looking so beautiful. The Lutherville Timonium native in that gorgeous...
Dude, don't really love being out here in Cleveland, kicking my growls down here downtown Cleveland, looking at Louis Riddick's shiny bald heads, like tremendous ESPN employee, Monday Night Football analyst, bringing all the heat here on draft night. Hope you guys enjoy the show.
Have to go to the Cleveland Park Farmers Market, get myself some pumpkin pie with a little bit of low-fat whipped cream, and it's a healthy breakfast.
I always forget about the pumpkin pie. I just know that he's a big growls guy.
I don't think if someone says Mel Kiper, because I do love pumpkin pie as well, my brain goes pumpkin pie, pumpkin pie, pumpkin pie.
Okay.
But beautiful tie. Mel looks good. Where's Todd? Where is Todd?
He had the vid for a little bit, didn't he?
He couldn't really he couldn't do the last draft.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was okay.
Yeah.
So that was a year ago. He's probably fine.
I think he did do sideline reporting this past year, and then I don't know where he is. I want to see him going at it with Mel. Hopefully,
Yeah, I don't like they're getting Booger up there and they can't get McShay.
They probably want to keep like McShay fresh to engage with Mel on day 3 when they're just like saying Jake Funk 1,000 times.
Are we breaking news on that front or?
I don't have any news. I'm going to Jake's draft party. He's a friend of my girlfriend's family. They grew up together, so I'll be attending his draft party on Saturday, and hopefully he's getting drafted. Most underrated aspect for Mr. Funk is dude has 30 special teams tackles, so he can funk shit up and give you that kind of well-rounded player. I helped, didn't really help train him, but I helped his trainer while he was training him this past offseason as well. And
assistant to the regional trainer. And it was a fun time. So hopefully Jake's getting drafted. I know he's been in touch with a couple of teams, and I don't have anything other than that, but he's a hard worker, great kid, and hope the best for him. So it'll be a fun time. Yeah, very exciting. Exciting for him. It's going to be fun for you. I do hope that he has some TV cameras in his house. I'm not sure what the setup is going to be there, but if there is, I need you to be a thirst bucket and try to get yourself in the background.
I was planning on wearing this shirt there too, so I might just double dip and say fuck it.
Which, by the way, we both got our Tony Soprano camp collar vibe going on.
I was so happy when you put yours on. I was like, okay, we got the vibes. It's a pie oh my kind of night. I'm riding him to the finish, baby.
Good girl. Yeah, we're excited. We're quite excited. Okay, so Clay, are you guys going to post your drinking rules, or should we just follow along? We literally just wrote them down on this legal pad, so I guess we can post them. We got time. I mean,
yeah, we've got plenty of time. We can post them. Is there a way?
Just take a picture of it.
Yeah, that's the easiest. There we go. The boys are back. Let's go. William Bounds, Clay, Jesus, Clay. You better be drinking. Glenn Davis. What's up, guys? How you feeling, big baby? Second string superstar. We love you too. And the boys are out and about. So a little bit of interesting tidbits of news trickling in on guys that Jake and I and the boys at Baltimore Beatdown like a lot. Obviously, we talked about Aguilari and a potential degenerative lower leg sort of deal. I think he tore his ACL like 3 years ago. So who knows? That could be smoke. That could be not that big of a deal, or maybe one or two teams have an issue with that. Certainly wouldn't be the biggest deal in the world if he, has a little bit of a problem. I think everybody playing football at this level does. Then Joe Tryon, Bob McGinn of The Athletic, wrote in his positional predictions. He was trying to rank who would go in what order, just position-wise, and he said Joe Tryon reportedly suffered a meniscus injury at his pro day. With meniscus injuries, typically it's like you either tear it or you have a partial tear. If you have a partial tear, they can sew it back together and it can heal. If you tear it, that's going to be a problem over time. So that's definitely going to hurt longevity. So other than that, Aaron Rodgers news coming out, Jimmy Garoppolo not going to New England. I thought that was a really stupid idea in the first place anyway. Bill Belichick loves those mobile quarterbacks. After Tom Brady, it feels like Bill's always been in that Navy mindset, that option mindset, and it feels like he wants to have fun in that way. And is Jimmy G going to give you an upgrade over Cam? I don't really think so. Meh. Brandon Minch, Jake, my brother-in-law, says that you look like Tim Tebow. What a compliment.
Yeah, I'll take that as a compliment. I'm definitely not as jacked, and I'm not going to be playing tight end for the Jaguars this year. So
Tim Tebow kind of looks like an alligator. Like I always thought he looked like an alligator.
You know who I always confuse, and I'm not a Bachelor guy, but I always confuse him with Colton from The Bachelor.
Recent member of the Pride Tribe, Colton Underwood.
Yeah, also recently canceled. So he might have been trying to pull a Kevin Spacey there and sneak his way out of that.
He was?
He's canceled adjacent. He was like stalking a girl or something. It wasn't great.
Okay, so there we go. Colton Underwood, certified pervert.
Yeah, listen. We are, you got to be careful with these people.
We got to be careful out here. Got to get the papers. Jake's so mad right now.
That was that was disgusting. He's catching me off guard.
We got some comments coming in. The Tim Tebow comparisons are here. Kyle Barber, he's up in here. Give this stream a like, subscribe, comment, share it on Twitter. Help us out. That's a great point. Share the stream. Angela Hester, our girl. Angela, we love you. You've been a long-time supporter. You always make some great points as well. We got the crew up in here.
Welcome.
No glove love. Over under 5.5 beers drank.
What is this, amateur hour? Nobody likes beer more than me, bro.
We haven't even come close to Trevor Lawrence, and I'm halfway through beer number 2.
I was going to say, I'm almost done this first Stella here,
There we
which
go.
our presenting sponsor, Stella Artois.
Presenting sponsor.
Asterisk on that.
We also got shout out Nate Gonzalez, shout out Union Brewing, the Hippie Trap IPA, delicious wheat beer, has a little tropical fruit to it for you Baltimore folks if you can get it. Help out my boy Nate. He does some fantastic graphic designs. So we're here. We are enjoying Kings of Leon. We are rowdy. It's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a great night.
I'm excited.
It truly hit me as the clock struck midnight, aka 8 p.m. I was like, yes, it's a full culmination. I don't have to watch any more tape until the Ravens draft 4 players I've never heard of or never watched.
You wake up and you're breaking down DJ Ukulele on Sunday morning.
Whoa, I've already broke down DJ. Don't.
I can't guarantee that anybody in the world will be alive Sunday.
So, yeah, it's going to be exciting when the Ravens draft Isaiah McDuffie, linebacker, Boston College, who I have not seen one single snap of Boston College's defense, really, or paid attention to that side of the football for them. And then we have to go do some write-ups. That's the good stuff.
Listen, it's going to be fun. That's why you do it. We're process-based individuals on this podcast. So
Process-based, baby. There's Roger.
And of course, he brings out fucking Joe Thomas with him. So
He's got his protector.
yeah, he doesn't have them. I can't believe you guys are booing the Cowboys. Oh, he's got the chair. That's zany.
What a wacky guy.
It's just an absolute self-aware, wacky individual he is.
Where's the booze? Where's the booze? Let's hear it, Boomy.
Come on.
What a Trevor poster. My God. Jarvis Landry, too? What's happening?
Is that Cubes? No, that's not Cubes.
Come on.
This guy is he's strong.
Oh, they've got COVID split fan section.
The imagery that conjures up for like all the middle-aged white dudes wearing cargo shorts crowded into those pens it's interesting. I'll say that much.
Jarvis Landry's just gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
He's got some pipes though. He's smooth. Oh, it's Bernie. Okay.
I couldn't recognize him.
Interesting.
The Cleveland Crew, baby. I didn't connect those dots at all. I should have known it was Bernie Kosar.
He looked really rough for a while though. It looks like he's cleaned himself up.
Jarvis with that double-breasted 3-piece.
Didn't they used to call you a double-breasted 3-piece in college?
Yes, they did. Bernie Sanders is like, what?
What? I demand equal distribution of all these draft picks across the league.
The comp picks are unfair.
He would actually like the comp picks and the worst team gets the best pick though.
Yeah, for sure. That's NFL draft socialism. And suddenly Joe Thomas is out of the chat.
I actually saw Joe Thomas like 10 feet away when he did Thursday Night Football last year or 2 years ago. I didn't recognize him. He was
of course there's got to be a fucking terrible towel. Of course.
You want to hear something funny? I think there's a terrible towel in this room right now. I could be wrong. It might be in the other room, but I definitely have one.
I kind of like that.
I bought it for
keep your enemies in sight.
I bought it because the Steelers beat the Colts, and I was gonna like do a bit, and then like it and the Jet helmet that I got too, which I also have, which was a total waste of money. It showed up way too late, and I was like, I can't really do this bit anymore. The time has kind of passed, so I just have a Jets fire helmet and a fucking terrible towel just sitting around. It's awful.
I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah, I'm clearly great with my money.
The guy in the Aaron Rodgers jersey's got to be upset right now.
That's a tough scene. Friend of the show, Dave Roth, is big on this gif of the Dolphins.
Of course,
fan.
Joe Thomas works his way into this and is like getting FaceTime.
He's low-key kind of a thirst bucket.
He is, yeah.
He's one of the offensive linemen that likes getting in the spotlight.
Yes, him, Jeff Schwartz, those are the two. That was kind of sick, I'm not going to lie.
Over under 10 years, first NFL draft in the Baltimore, D.C. area.
Over.
Probably. Yeah.
We don't get all-star games. We don't get any cool stuff like that.
I mean, not even like DC. DC might get one at some point.
Sitting in the chair.
I love the draft.
That is, look at the blanket too. What
I'm a blanket over the.
Roger Goodell is trying so hard to dig himself out of being hated in such a I don't care way. I almost don't hate him.
I listen. I love Roger Goodell.
He's also a humongous human being and is being dwarfed by Joe Thomas.
Apparently,
we're on the clock, ladies and germs. We are on the clock.
He parties too. Glazer said that they like get ripped when they go out.
I like to hear that.
Yeah, I would like to hear. I would like to hear.
Roger's a Scotch guy. He has all his mahogany in his basement.
Listen,
look at Baltimore, Urban. Look at Urban two-stepping.
Baltimore Colts fan growing up. He's not wearing fucking Yeezys. Please tell me.
No. Those might be just boosts.
They're probably just Allbirds. Fucking dork. WB Caps. DC had the All-Star game like 2 years ago for NBA.
I forgot about that. Well, Baltimore's not getting anything, so
yeah. Darker night. Let's bring in Hugo Stiglitz.
Cleveland is like the trendy place that's like trendy city that's like the similar population of Baltimore. Like I feel like they get a lot of love lately.
They have a really nice metro area, it seems like, which Baltimore has like a nice-ish one, but it's more like the neighborhoods around the harbor. Other than that, you don't really got a lot.
Cleveland has like a couple areas. They have like the flats, and then there's an area that's like pretty close where they have bowling alley bar stuff and like stuff like that. A couple times I've been there. It was a weird scene.
I've only been to Cincy.
Cincy's like living inside of a really cool 90s city.
Yeah, I get like old school vibes
vibe
from it. Yeah,
kind of like Baltimore a little bit, but Baltimore's updated itself a lot more.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like that Kentucky's right there. It's cool.
Mr. Trevor Lawrence, don't have any hot takes, drives the ball as well as anybody I've seen. And he's fast, he's tall, he loves Peyton Manning, and doesn't love football.
Yeah, I mean, many people are asking.
Many people are asking, many people are saying. Oh, Mel is fired up. Look at the look in his eye.
The sheen.
Those are nice glasses too. The sheen.
It's just like you always get that shine across his forehead, which is great.
John Elway.
Great to start out this press conference with a thank you to John Elway.
What do we got in here? Clay, no shotgun start. There will be There will be blood. I assure you of that.
We don't have any light beer.
I brought some pulled decks too for that purpose.
Okay.
Where I put them somewhere. Oh well, they're around here. There will be at some point.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, we're bringing in the weird primetime game animations. Yes. Casper 215, our boy. Hey, welcome. Glad to have you. Jags are going to do this. We all knew it was coming. The Jags are going to.
Oh yeah, and like the funny thing is,
trickle on down to like
the funny thing to me is people complaining about it. Like you knew it was going to happen.
Yep,
they do it every year.
Yep, I forgot about it a little bit. I would love to see one of his receivers on the Ravens. I wouldn't mind Amari Rodgers. I wouldn't mind Cornell Powell. I wouldn't mind Jackson Carman.
You know, I love my guy, the master, Cornell Powell.
Master.
Just getting into scuffles.
Jackson Carman, baby. That was honestly such a dirty run against Ohio State.
I don't know how
that came out of that was like really the first time he was like, I can't throw the ball. I have to run, and just took over. And it was nuts.
Him juking that guy out of his shoes. It's like, how do you do that at that height and size?
His flow is ridiculous right now.
Jesus, he looks like a cartoon character. He looks like you. He looks like you if you were raised to be a quarterback from like birth.
If I like lived in Georgia and
yeah, if you were Jake Fromm, that would be you.
Okay, I see it. I see that. His hair is just that was
the flow. I mean, that's you can't.
I'm not gonna lie. That was too immaculate. That was beautiful flow.
His jawline. What do we think about that? Is it a little too chiseled? Are we trying a little hard?
His neck. He's got the neck girth too. That's a good measurement of Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. Neck girth. And we got great Booger. Oh great. Yeah, we got Booger to break it down. Booger's got better over time. I'll give it to him. Yeah. Booger's gotten better over time.
He got put in a bad spot with the Monday night stuff.
It was too much of a draw for him. Louis Riddick looks like he's on Molly right now.
Listen, I mean, it's a long night.
It is a long night. Greeny. I love Beard Greeny too.
Beard Greeny is like after he left Mike and Mike, and he's just like kind of a divorced dad or something like that, kind of trying to get back on the market. He's got it trimmed up right now though.
ESPN has been so obsessed with this neon yellowish greenish thing for so long. Like I thought it would only last like 1.5 seasons of football, and the whole neon green like primary color has been.
Oh
extensive.
yeah, I know what you mean. They started it. Remember, they did it in that Saints Monday night game, week 1, and they did it in like this yellow that looked exactly like the penalty flag.
Yeah,
So people were complaining about that, and they changed it to this.
they hued it a little bit up.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zach Wilson up next. Then
Are we going to talk about him? What's going on? Like, why is he posting these pictures, dude? Just like have a little awareness for me. Like you gotta know the internet a little bit better than that.
he is dunking on himself in weird ways.
Nothing against I'm sure he's a great kid, but like, what? Come on, man. Get on Twitter for me once and like realize what this is gonna.
You look at his fucking Chipotle bowl.
That was.
Don't get me started. Justin Fields vegan.
We've reached the Freudian slip of why he's falling on the draft boards. You're calling him Justin.
Yes, which is MD Law So Hard. Was posting about that. I was like, fucking stop it. But Zach Wilson, I mean, he's been out there in Utah. I don't think he knows what's going on. He's ordering the weirdest Chipotle bowl ever, like brown rice, chicken, and nothing. No guac. Got a little tiny bit of sauce on there. Coward.
Friend of the show, or adjacent friend of the show, Dan Hansis, a Jets fan, had a great tweet about that. Just like this sarcastic, like great ad buddy. Like, which he's a Jets fan. I thought that was funny. I appreciated it.
Mormon Darnold, baby.
Oh yeah.
Look at Suze coming out.
I love Suze.
She's got the hand gestures working for her.
You know who else loves Suze is our boy, Joe Willie Namath.
Yes, he does.
I feel like I could kiss you right now.
Trevor Lawrence's neck is bugging me.
Nothing in person, so it's all been by the book. Now, all that said,
They've been installing the Jaguars offense for over 2 months and just asking Trevor to just stick his neck.
I mean, well, he's got his number one target in Tim Tebow coming in.
Timmy Tebow, DJ the Sharky do. Yeah, I'm curious to see how the rest of the draft goes for them. Very much so. Them and the Dolphins, I feel like, are going to do well in this draft.
The Dolphins have low-key been killing it recently.
Absolutely. Cleveland's got a little fog going
it
on.
looks like it looks like
Shefty
1989.
doesn't look so hot.
Looks like 1989 Batman. And he looks
Is
like
Shefty
a villain.
tired or just is he just
He must
tired?
be
or is he
very
sick?
tired because he has to stay up all week and check both of his phones that he has as they come in.
I'm on the elliptical every morning,
Every single morning.
3:16 a.m.
I like to make it look like I have big arms, but I actually don't because I have to break stories all the time.
And I'm having a fun time with both of my cell phones at the same time. Oh, sorry, I got to take a call. Sorry.
WB Caps is horned for one of the guys in the Jaguars draft room. The boom guy next to Urban Meyer has the most bodacious calves. Jeez. Let's see if we can pull that up.
Yeah, there he is, the Peyton Manning lover.
That's wild, man.
Trevor Lawrence kind of looks like John Denver.
Is he full of shit?
Oh, Jacksonville. Look at Booger with the actual double pocket square ordeal.
Is this like just an opportunity for guys to get fits off? Because I feel like the analysis, like you really don't need that at the top of the draft.
Yes.
Good
Yes,
for
it
them.
is. Scratch and claw, baby. Duval does have some cool little quirkiness to them.
They do.
Absolutely.
It's a cool, like, great golf city, actually. It's where the PGA Tour is located.
It's where Mac Jones is from.
Yeah, I always forget about that, actually.
High-level tennis player, baby.
Which shocks me. By the way, did you see that clip of Agassi going around today? That was sick. He was talking about going up against Boris Becker, and like how Boris would have this like tendency with his tongue to like show his serves, and then he told him years later, and he got this crazy reaction. It was sick, and like he
would like lick, like
he would point his tongue one way, and that would tell Agassi where his serve was going.
What a moron to be doing that, it feels like. Agassi will be staring at tongues.
I really want to read Agassi's biography. Open, it's called.
One on the board, ladies. And oh, look at his Nana. Look at his Nana flexing in that dress.
That's
oh,
funny.
my God.
That's cute.
Everyone's perfectly aligned. Stay 6 feet away until the camera's gone. Wearing the weirdest suit I've ever seen. Kind of fresh.
He's got the Stan Smiths on.
Are those? Yeah. They
Yeah,
are.
I like that.
Nice. That is swag. That is swag. Wow, his brother is so much shorter than him.
Imagine getting that short end of the stick in the family.
Look at the dog. What an all-American guy.
American boy.
By the way, I'm gonna see if I can pull the poll up
They
here.
have quite the freaking room in their house. They've got like a little
You know, I'm just gonna
Panel
go out on a
ceiling?
limb here and say it's not that shocking that Trevor Lawrence is from an affluent family.
they're in Georgia too. You can get some monstrous houses.
You can listen. I lived in South Carolina for a couple years.
Yeah.
It's great down there. Holy shit! Trevon Moehrig beat Creed Humphrey 51-49 in the final vote.
Oh, that reminds me to check the Instagram.
The
as
IG.
well.
Okay, so it's going to be Trevon Moehrig versus Rashad Bateman. So I'll tweet that out right now.
Wow. Bateman absolutely blew out Creed Humphrey for the Instagram one. Easy peasy.
He's going to win both fan votes.
Yeah. As expected. As easily expected.
Yeah, you got 2 1 seeds here.
Last 4 games of 2018, 6 touchdowns, 1 pick, using 64%. Last 9 games of 2019, 14 touchdowns, 5 picks. Last 5 games this past year, 6 touchdowns, 3 picks, again 5 playoffs.
Zach Wilson's mom strutting in that cheetah baby.
You gotta take advantage of your airtime here. You see the PFT? Yeah, I was just gonna show you that.
That's Kyle, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Kyle, is that you?
Yeah, Kyle, let us know because Florio just replied to you. I'm gonna reply to him. Nobody else.
I liked it. Florio's.
You know, I'm just sitting down in the barn here trying to drink my Mad Dog 2020. I love Florio.
For our listeners,
Florio, we might be able to. I got a little connection that might be able to get me in touch with Florio.
We love Florio.
We actually, I emailed with Florio when COVID opened. He made his email available for some reason. I asked him to come on the pod. He was like, okay, yeah, maybe when the world is a little more back to normal. So maybe I'll email him back. But like I said, we have a connection. We might be able to make it happen. I hope we will because we're big Florio guys.
Someone I've seen mocked a lot is Dax Milne, that receiver that Zach Wilson's repetitively throwing to. Gives you the white boy contested catch vibes, the Eric Decker vibes a little bit.
You do like the X in a name too.
Yes,
Dax.
of course.
Yeah,
Ravens notable max drafters.
for sure.
Outstanding hurdle.
Nick
That guy's a
Boyle,
Raven.
Nick Boyle-esque, yeah.
Mel's chopping it up right now.
He's fucking dialed, man. You love to see that.
Yes, he
This
is. His
Mel's
pupils
time.
are probably black. Well, of course they are. Completely dilated is what I
Just
mean.
drank literally all the coffee today, and he's just not going to get up to piss once.
I mean, obviously that was Kyle, so Kyle, good snag. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, for sure,
fucking
yeah.
Florio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cody, our boy, the Olsey. Florio. All right. Let's get this Zach Wilson pick in. Let's get this Trey Lance pick in. Let's get this Justin Fields pick in. And your boy put down 20 bingos, I think, to win 280 that it went Lawrence, Wilson, Lance, Fields.
I noticed you said Fields there for the third pick. Was that a Freudian slip again?
Or no, Fields fourth.
To the Falcons?
Yes.
Or does it matter? Did
Yes,
you just
I
say
have the
1, 2,
exact
3,
order.
4?
I have the
Okay.
exact order. I have Lawrence, Wilson, Lance, Fields. 1, 2, 3, 4.
But the team matters too, so it can't just be.
No.
So somebody could hypothetically trade up to 4.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, New York is pretty cool, man. Yeah, it's like way different from Utah.
Yeah.
It's like a
Oh, no.
mixture-
Yeah, I'm definitely going to break up with my girlfriend.
mixture between Gruden and like a Jeff Spicoli type character. My skull.
Also, a shout out to back-to-back headband quarterbacks going. Like, what the fuck?
I feel like that Baker popularized those a little bit.
I agree. Get out of my face with this pro day shit, man. Whatever. I was hyped when Kyle Bowler was throwing it through the uprights off his knee when I was 11. That got me aroused. There we go. Yep. Aaron Rodgers.
How many is that?
Zach Wilson isn't allowed to drink coffee, major flaw. Well, he's also supposed to go on a mission, and he's not. So, not one to question a man's morals, but aren't you supposed to go on a mission after you complete college at BYU?
I think, Jimmer had to do one, didn't he?
Yep. And Steve Young did too.
Yeah, I mean, well, you can defer it, I think.
Probably. David Robinson deferred the old Navy. Air Force.
So did
Air Force.
Yeah, well, he literally.
Oh,
was an
we got
admiral.
graffiti. I didn't realize the aesthetic was graffiti. There we go. That Cleveland graffiti scene, baby.
That's kind of sick. It's little Mario Sunshine vibes, which I've been getting balls deep into the last couple of days.
Hell yeah. Mario
classic.
Sunshine. Yes, of course. Jets fans at the draft, there's nothing better. They're the scroungiest.
They're the Charlie Brown figures of the draft. It's the best.
The North Jersey Charlie Brown figures of the draft. Greenberg's really been leaning on that elbow, too. What we got going here, boy? A guy who's been in Utah his whole life, living in New York, sounds hilarious. That would be a Netflix.
Wow.
That would be a Netflix show for
It's basically
sure.
just Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, right? But with a quarterback.
Great call. Yes.
In their hard
Navy.
in
It was Navy? Wasn't it Air Force? The Admiral?
I thought he was Navy. I could be wrong. Here we go.
The New York Jets select Zach Wilson.
Well, he would be the Admiral of the Navy. Yeah, he would be the Admiral
Yeah,
of the
that's
Navy.
that's where you get.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
ranking,
Yep, duh. Zach Wilson. Okay, this is my thoughts on Zach Wilson. Number one, he fucked me out of a lot of money when.
We got to lead off with that.
Got to lead off of that. Fucked me out of a lot of money when he lost to Coastal Carolina, like a pathetic Sam Darnold from BYU. Absolute hose. Does have a cannon. Seems like a very hard worker. If the Baltimore Ravens get stomped by Zach Wilson at any point in the next 3 years, I will be unconsolably irate. That is a world I don't want to live in. He would infuriate me to beat the Ravens. That is the one guy I do not want to lose to in this entire draft class. Anyone else is fine. Mac Jones won't make me mad, maybe a little bit. Justin Fields fine, Trey Lance fine, Trevor Lawrence fine. Zach Wilson, I'm boiling.
I would say get ready because he strikes me as a microwave guy. You get him out there and like he just starts making plays left and right. It might not look perfect. He might have some turnovers, but he's going to win
fast,
some games.
man. He's got some moves in the open field too.
Yeah, he's improv. Great off balance throws, strong ass arm. It's intriguing. If I were the Jets, I might do the same thing. I'd probably pick Fields, but
I would easily pick Fields, and I would probably pick Lance over him too.
Fair enough. I'd never watched enough Lance. That's definitely that's on me. But
and here's the drama. It's going to start rolling in hot, ladies and germs. I am excited.
I can't guarantee that anybody in the world will be alive someday.
fuck YouTube. Mario Sunshine is the GOAT 3D Mario game, and I will fight anyone who disagrees. Yeah, I think I agree. There's many good ones to choose from. But. Now the draft really starts. It starts at number 3. That's what you say. That sounded like a bone breaking.
I don't know why that tickled me, but it did. All right, what do we got? Give us in the comments who is going to be popping off in the Bay City, in the Sunshine State, in San Francisco. Who you got? You got Lance, you got Mac Jones, you got Fields, you got what do you got?
I'm gonna say Mac Jones. Okay, his voice isn't as bad as I thought it would be.
No, he doesn't look as young right now.
It's just the hair, dude. Like he's
no. I think it's his skin. I think he's wearing makeup. I think he's wearing foundation.
He must be. Well, yeah, his dirtbag agent is probably making him do that. I also gave him
his
the advice.
Teeth couldn't be whiter. Like he is not a human.
He's a little Ken doll. Just try to grow some scruff out, even if you can't get the full
I don't think
beard.
he's got it yet, but I guarantee by the time he's 27, he's going to be getting that like he's not
I didn't-
he's not
I-
going to be able to grow sideburns, but he can grow the goatee. and
I didn't
that's-
start trying until I was like 9. And it wasn't even trying. I was just broke and spent all my money on beer, so I couldn't afford razors, and I just started growing some scruff out, and then it turned into my full beard situation. So
That's like that's like a Quentin Tarantino come up story. That's his family. Oh my god.
shout out. Well, fuck me. Why didn't I just?
So, shout out to his family.
Family couldn't be blonder. Wow.
Yeah,
that
of
was insane.
Ooh, we got some spicy rumors here. And now we can confirm it.
Both of my friends named Clay up in here. I appreciate you both.
Is this the franchise, by the way?
Yes, it is.
Okay, shout out to the franchise. Welcome to the chat.
Friends in here, talking that talk. Love to see it.
Well, this is news to me after 2 years.
Yeah, she. I told her not to listen. Don't come up in here.
It's like my mom listens sometimes. I'm like, yeah, you're not going to get anything out of this. That like
you're just gonna think my mom's been here too. Mom, just don't.
It's like you're just like it's not going to be good for either of us.
You're gonna think much less of us when this is over. We're not doing as fun or cool of a thing as you think we are.
Here's a guy.
What do we got, ladies and germs? What do we got? Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Justin Fields. Hit us in the comments.
His cheekbones look off. That's another thing. Zach Wilson's cheekbones are a little perfect.
I heard that's actually a big scouting point. Daniel Jeremiah was talking about how
the face thing.
Yeah, they would
was on
grade the
Chase
face.
podcast, right?
Yeah, they would grade the face.
Which, by the way,
look at that tie. Look at that tie by Mel Kiper.
Mel is just fucking stunting on the haters tonight, man.
I know. He's keeping the perfect amount of wispy. Like the wisp is not hitting him too hard yet, too. Look at that slick, baby. That's that Lutherville Timonium Andy Nelson slick.
It really is. He's got it going on, man.
Uh-oh. Mac Jones' eyes are batting around.
Sit
He's got
up.
two phones.
He's like Larry. He's
Justin Fields in the ripped jeans couldn't care less. Let's go, Justin.
Mac Jones was getting the Larry David tented thing going on, where there was maybe a little bit of a hairy situation going on in the crotch region.
Where's Trey Lance?
Who could say? He's just in North Dakota. They didn't send cameras out there.
Booger, if you can get a guy in there that can throw the football down the field and complete passes, yes, Booger, yes, that is what you need, sir. What I like about Mac Jones, he sprinkles the ball, he has touch, he can throw it to all three levels. There you go. Yeah, show a highlight of him taking a sack and
good pocket management, which is that you would not ascribe that to a guy his size usually.
No, he does manage the pocket well. He stays throw ready. That's my favorite Mac Jones aspect.
Yeah, it's not like this disaster that people seem to think it is, which it's basically all related to the Fields dynamic, which I can understand being pissed off about that, but don't allow that to color your opinion of a guy.
The old Alabama quarterback things of AJ McCarron and quarterbacks prior of thinking that they were putting up big numbers and won't be anything. Alabama's offense is quite prolific in comparison to the Trent Richardson days and how they used to operate as well. They ask a lot more of their quarterbacks. Was his system the most quarterback friendly? Absolutely. The most RPOs, all that good stuff for sure. But Mac Jones, I made a stupid comment the other day in the Slack chat. It was like, Mac Jones is the quarterback who needs to go to a good team the most. And it's like, well, I think he's the one who can't carry a team. He's the one that can be the cherry on top and can't go to a team that lacks talent and lacks organizational structure and elevate them of any of these guys.
Also, my point to that was like, if he's your guy, though, just get it. Like, don't apologize for it. Get him and like build around him. Don't like hedge your bets and say like, we're going to take Lance because of athleticism. It's just a tick better. So we feel like, it's going to be better in the immediacy. Have a long-term plan and execute it, That's,
right. Heavy Lobs to 43. How does it take 30 plus minutes to make the picks when everyone
it's
knew
a
it was
TV
coming
product,
It is a TV product. They also need to, you give a little bit of time to see if there's going to be a last ditch deal. The team that you've been talking to make a trade ends up offering way more than you expected. And you want to call the guy, you want to get in touch with them when you're making the third pick and give them the call, feel comfortable with it, lock it in, send it in, all that stuff. And it is a TV product. We only get it once a year.
Which, just enjoy it, who cares? Who cares about the time,
Give me Trey Lance.
2021 NFL Draft. The San Francisco 49ers select Trey Lance.
Boom! Knew it. Let's go.
That's wild, man.
Let's go. Mac Jones is supposed to fall.
Oh, he was there.
Big time. But they weren't showing him either. It was weird.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Trey Lance operates under center. He has an absolute hose. I think he's a little bit too robotic in his mechanics. I think that people are Josh Allen and pretending like Josh Allen is his progression as a passer over the last 2-3 years has been normal. I don't think it is. With that being said, Trey Lance, hell of an athlete. Rick Shithouse. He has pretty good footwork. He has a ton of torque when he throws the ball. He's effective in a play style, pro style offense. Play action, pro style offense. People rave about his intelligence. I find that, there has to be merit to it. Enough people have said it, but to me, it's just Justin Fields.
What is the big separator between these two where if you put yourself into the eyes of an NFL evaluator, older school guys, they like the traits and the tools a little bit more. What do you think the big difference is between him and Fields?
I think that Fields is incredibly polished in terms of understanding how much velocity to use and anticipating downfield throws up the seam a little bit better, how much velocity to put on it, when to layer it, when to sprinkle it a little bit more so. And his mechanics are just more consistent and sound. Lance has a very big throwing motion, and it's been cut down through this pre-draft process, but I just think Fields generally, it's in layman's terms, his accuracy is unbelievable already. And I believe that they're going to show this entire highlight of what Trey Lance is going to do at North Dakota State. The two things that I like to put into context: North Dakota State has won 8 of the last 9 FCS championships. They are the best by far organization in all of FCS football. By far. They are better than D1 teams. They will beat D1 or FBS teams. They will beat them. Number 2, if you put Justin Fields on North Dakota State, it will look even better than that. It will look even better than Trey Lance. I don't think he has the truck stick quite like Trey Lance does, but he can certainly do some damage.
He's also barely played. So when is he going to be ready to go day one, do you think?
See, people like him a lot in terms of intelligence. These are the reports. These are the things that I don't know. I haven't talked to him. I haven't had him on a whiteboard. He knows more about football than I do, I'm sure. But people love his intelligence. They also love the fact that he was able to operate under center, that he can go through play action out of a traditional I formation or any under center sort of formation and get through a play action. He knows where to turn. He has the timing of it down. He's comfortable turning his back to a defense, all that good stuff. So I just think that mechanics-wise, he needs some development, but you've got the mobility where it's going to unlock, and it just didn't make sense for Mac Jones to be the pick to trade up all of those picks for when you're going to go get a guy who is really fucking similar to Jimmy Garoppolo. Didn't make a lot of sense. The money, of course, you're saving.
By the way, I wanted to say, sorry to cut you off.
No,
Falcons going to be on the clock here. Mac Jones, Matt Ryan, there's been a lot of comparisons there, I feel like. What do you think?
I think Matt Ryan has a lot more arm talent. I really don't hate the Brady comparison.
Just from a physical standpoint, yeah. Moving the pocket, the high release, the good touch. Not you can't compare the mental aspect.
Well, I think that Brady's arm strength and velocity have always been. There's been a hyperbolic conversation about Brady, but
It weirdly got better. Like it was bad for the early 2010s, and then he turned it around. Brady did. So,
yeah. You make adjustments over time. You know, he's getting older for sure. But I also think that the management of the pocket, the ability to slide, the ability to stay throw ready, I like all of those things. I like his ability to process, to throw to the flats quickly and get the ball out underneath quickly, all of those things. But, you know, he's a little bit more limited than a Tom Brady.
Trey Lance, the pick at 3 for Kyle Shanahan.
I can't guarantee that anybody in the world will be alive Sunday.
We're good friends now. We got to know each other. I'm super excited for him. He's going to end up right where he's supposed to be.
What did you feel like the conversations were like with Kyle Shanahan?
It was awesome getting to know Coach Shanahan a little bit. Didn't get to know him too much, but he's awesome.
The other interesting thing is
I can't
that
guarantee that anybody in the world will be alive Sunday.
If they mention his name, I kind of have to.
yes, of course. The other interesting thing is that Kyle Shanahan does the quarterback collective, which is a big camp quarterback kind of, you know, 3-level camp situation, and spent a lot of time with Justin Fields. So, you know, I hope Trey Lance turns out to be incredibly successful. I love the FCS quarterbacks being able to build the FCS up and things like that. But if it's me, I'm going Justin Fields. That's my guy.
I mean, you know, 2 stonk picks to open things up. I feel like that was a little bit of a curveball. I think it was always kind of alive that Fields might still be the guy, and they were just smoke screening. I thought Mac Jones was gaining a lot of steam there. I think everyone thought that, and then you know,
Pick is in quickly.
I think it's Pitts.
I think it's Pitts too. I did the quarterbacks with Chase as well, and then I hedged it by putting, I think it was 50 to win 55 on Pitts.
I don't know. Like, do you think Jimmy's going to want to stay there?
I don't think they want anything to do with Jimmy.
I think he's probably pissed at Shanahan too. Shanahan was nuking him in the press conference the other day.
I don't think Jimmy's going to be a 49er. It's fucking Booger talking, so.
Yeah, good point.
The pick for the Falcons is basically, do you think that your team is ready to compete to maybe be a serious contender-ish or not?
If they pick a quarterback, Julio Jones is very much in play for Baltimore. If
I think for sure.
If they pick Kyle Pitts, then probably not, would be my
Yes,
thought
they
on
want to
that.
hold on to Julio. They have a new head coach, new GM. Matt Ryan, they're tied to through this year. I think Fields sitting would be unreal for Fields. I don't think he needs to, but I think that would be unreal for him. And yeah, this is a very defining pick. Arthur Smith, Terry Fontenot, or you know, are they going to stick with Matt Ryan? I want to sit in that chair so bad. I want to sit in that chair so bad. Oh, he kicks them out to make the pick?
No, he's just
Oh,
bring him up.
okay. I haven't been paying attention to like the lead up.
The other ones didn't even stand up.
Have some respect.
Yeah, really. For respect the shield.
With the 4th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Kyle Pitts.
There we go.
There he goes.
So it knocks out my my string, but I won $25 on Pitts.
Okay.
All right, Pitts off the board. Mac Jones and Justin Fields. I think Justin still goes top 10. I think Mac doesn't go in the top 10. I think he goes round 1.
God, Kyle Pitts is going to be fucking sick in Atlanta. I think Matt Ryan's still –
He's got hose in Atlanta.
I think he can still play. He's got broads.
Pegasus Phantom.
Broads in Atlanta. Him and Hayden Hurst.
Poor Hayden.
He's going to be a wide receiver, though, isn't he? Effectively.
No. Pitts is a better blocker than Pat Fryermuth.
Okay.
And
Send Hayden Hurst back to the Ravens for a 5th-round pick.
yeah, of course. I think Darren Waller is the comparison for sure. Absolutely. I think it's literally Darren Waller. I see a little Plaxico Burress to his game. I do think he is an inline blocker. I think he really when you hear him talk and the way he talks about everything, he is a tight end. He wants to be a tight end. He is in the tight end room. That's what he is. Travis Kelce, I don't find to be quite as similar.
The only comparison is Dustin Johnson, obviously.
DJ, yep. He's got. I can't wait till he grows up a little bit more. He's gonna have some mean mutton chops one day.
Yeah,
Kyle Pitts is a mutton chops guy. That's the kind of beard he has.
You like a Falcons tight end that's got some grit to him. Algie Crumpler, some of these guys,
Hell yeah.
You want to get that going.
But interesting. I mean, the Falcons' offense at this point is so fucking stacked. It's ridiculous.
Mean-spirited. We're not doing that tonight.
Oh, that was mean-spirited. Lucas Fiore.
Come on.
He might not even. That might have been like base level and not even meant that way. But
no.
Look at this curly-headed kid down here. The analytics intern.
Yeah, the kid from Duke and the rest of them are just. They're all from Duke. Like,
he's texting his buddies from Duke, and he's like, "This was such a foolish pick. We should have taken a quarterback like Matt Ryan. Like this is not what we had in the model."
Matt Ryan is 34.2 years old.
The Falcons do still have Todd Gurley.
They do.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
I think Tevin Coleman's gone, right? He's in.
Tevin Coleman's a free agent.
He was in. Did he go to San Francisco?
He was in San Francisco. Yeah. I think he's a free agent right now.
They had Ito Smith. I don't think he's still there.
I think he is. Who's their backup running back? Can't. It's escaping me.
Listen, who could say?
Might be Ito Smith.
It's literally impossible to look up.
This pick is going to be Jamar Chase. I don't think it should be. I do think Jamar Chase is excellent, physical. If he had his 2019 and 2020, I think he would be even more highly thought of. Whatever, but I truly think Penny Sewell, from all of the offensive line gurus, Brandon Thorne, Jeff, anyone who's talking offensive line play, and I've watched Sewell a bit, not a ton, but I think you just build that offensive line, man. They've had offensive line issues since the prime Andy Dalton days. Since they were a playoff team, they have not had a capable offensive line. And the thought is that they're going to be able to go get one rookie offensive lineman in the second round or later in the draft and double up, whatever. Riley Reif, I think, is being looked at as more than what he is. I don't think he's going to be more than a stopgap, and I would love to protect Joe Burrow, give him plenty of time and let him operate and, process, then move the pocket, then scramble. Brian Hill, good call, WP Caps. So, yeah, I think Sewell should be the move, but I think it's Jamar Chase for sure.
Yeah, I think so, too. It feels like that's kind of been the wave the last couple.
The flats, there we go.
Okay.
Flats in Cleveland.
Okay. That river was, caught on fire many years ago.
So what else? So this is how I think the rest of the draft is going to pan out. I think I have it written down. I had Lawrence, Wilson, Lance, Pitts, Chase, Waddle, Sewell, and I think someone's going to trade up for Fields or Carolina will take Fields. Then I have Slater going 9, Surtain.
Slater, you fucking hippie, give me drugs, man.
Slater. Pay, Horn, Parsons, Elijah Vera Tucker, and Darisaw. Darisaw apparently is going to fall.
Ravens?
That would be sweet. I would like Darisaw a lot.
I think Jeff was kind of speculating on that a little bit.
But Jamar Chase, yeah. If the Bengals can figure it out and hit on some offensive line picks as well.
I guess they're just going to bet on Jonah Williams.
Jonah Williams was effective last year. I really think he would be more Jonah Williams could end up being really, really good. So that's fine, but I would way rather have Sewell and Jonah Williams both be really, really good than Chase and another shoddy offensive line. The Bengals had enough weapons last year, and consistently, that offensive line broke down. And you can say what you want, but when they played the Washington football team, they beat the Bengals down so badly that it ended up getting to the point where they injured Joe Burrow. He couldn't protect himself. I hope the best in his recovery. I love Joe Burrow. I loved him as a prospect. I think he's a great, humorous, awesome kind of persona as well, but he's a second-year quarterback coming off of an ACL injury in his rookie year, and it's going to be difficult to have the same kind of confidence immediately. You're rehabbing and trying to continue learning in the NFL, and I don't know. There's the argument that having the receiver will dictate the pass rush and alleviate time to throw and resources that defenses allocate to coverage versus blitzing them, yada 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 yada. But I'm going with trying to get someone like Penny Sewell or Rashawn Slater, and then trying to go find Rashad Bateman or Elijah Moore or De'Ami Brown or another receiver in the second round. That would be my personal philosophy, but I think they're taking Chase.
Yeah, I definitely would go Sewell as well. It just feels like there are certain things you don't mess with, and like you're a young quarterback who just got his knee just, buckled. It feels like you don't mess with that. It feels like you get requisite protection for him, and if that means kicking Jonah Williams to the right side, put Penny Sewell at the left, do what you got to do with the interior line position where they had some weird things happen there. They had that one guard that like retired on them a little bit early. It just feels like let's maybe not get too cute here and pick Jamar Chase, but if that's what Joe Burrow wants, that's what Joe Burrow wants. So that's kind of the sense that I get.
Yeah. So the Ravens did with Lamar. They said, "Who do you want, buddy?" And gave him Hollywood Brown. So sometimes that input is there, but I think sometimes the easiest thing, the most logical thing is the best thing. And for me, that's Sewell. That's a tackle that is going to be able to reach, establish the run game even more, and do all kinds of stuff. Brandon Minch with an interesting comment. Joe Brady will be the Bengals head coach next year. I could absolutely see that.
He's a better version of Zach Taylor, you got to think.
I don't know what Zach Taylor really is, to be honest. That's
the better version of idea of Zach Taylor.
Yeah, I don't even know what Zach Taylor is. I don't know what his principles are totally. He's of that tree, of course, but I'm curious to see how this pans out. Very confident in Jamar Chase being the pick. I would be a little bit surprised if it was Sewell.
We're going to see.
We shall see.
I mean, the pick is in. I don't know what Raj is doing.
He's got to strut past the leather-bound books and the rich mahogany and go high-five a Bengals fan sitting in his
Which, by the way,
chair.
his basement was quite the setup.
His basement was a lot more like practical than I imagined.
Yeah, it was really normal. Like
Yes.
for normal for a rich dude in Westport, Connecticut.
Or like this area. Like,
yeah. True.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's balling, but it looked fairly standard.
Look, I want to know what kind of shoes Raj is rocking right now. He's taking a lot of steps right now on that old pedometer. What do we got? Those aren't loafers.
What is his whoop going to read tomorrow?
Oof.
In the 2021 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Jamar Chase.
There you go.
Boom. We're going stonk, baby. 5 for 5 so far. Next up, look at Jamar Chase. He's a bad mother. So that's gonna be who Marlon Humphrey has to cover.
Yeah, I was
man.
going to say I'm not excited to play against him. I'll say that.
Yeah, Marlon Humphrey and him are gonna have some battles. That is a receiver that invites press coverage, invites physicality. He likes it. He thrives through it. He's got that superstar persona. He's got that gritty to him. He's got that badass personality, all the good stuff.
He kind of, I don't know why I think this about him. It's not an arm
His
reference.
braids are sweet too.
It's not an arm reference, but like if I had to pick an animal for him, I would pick an alligator.
I can see that.
Because his arms are long as shit, but like I don't know, just like the ferociousness and like I just think gator when I see that guy. I don't know.
Maybe
that's
it's a spirit animal.
It might be LSU as well, which I have some connections there. I come from a long line of gator hunters.
Tell me Booger's the one breaking this down right now.
It is.
But yeah, he's a physical dude. He is going to push off. He is going to give you the arm. He is going to embrace physicality over middle field. Him and Marlon Humphrey are going to have some fucking battles over the
Jamar
next
Chase,
couple years.
T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. They always have good tight ends somehow.
Now, next up, I got Jalen Waddle. I think Jalen Waddle's a pick. I would have if I had to pick a backup, it would be Sewell.
I'm going to go Devontae Smith. I think they smoke screen the shit out of every single move that they make. I feel like they are going to go stonk when it's time to go stonk. I feel like Tua is going to want Devontae.
The irony is that Waddle and Smith both said they liked Mac Jones over Tua,
which is kind of a tough scene. Why, everyone's got to kick Tua while he's down these days. Like, let's just give the guy.
Mac is the one who's getting drafted though, and that might just be Bama being Bama.
Well, they want it. They also,
they want everyone to go as high as possible to keep the pedigree up to snuff and continue the pedigree. So I don't know. A trade back wouldn't shock me. I think Sewell is the number 2 option, and I think Waddle is the number 1 option.
Sewell would sneaky actually be a good pick.
It's in.
There you go. No nonsense. We like that.
Then we get to Detroit. Detroit, a real wild card. I feel like they are not going to trade, And I think that's ultimately where we see Sewell. I believe that's what I had. Yep, Waddle then Sewell. Mel Kiper, yep. Mel Kiper's on that chase shit. Mel Kiper's starting to get feisty too. I love it. I love to see it.
He's getting going. If he drank or like did any kind of recreational drugs ever, this might be like the zone that he would be getting into, but this is that for him.
Yes, this is his euphoric high. It's got to be a good feeling. Getting up on that stage and just cranking out arguments about prospects like in their faces, basically, like from an omnipotent point of view above them. I don't love that's the easy comparison for Chase. Everybody likes that AJ Brown comparison. I think it's a little bit different game.
We've pretty much put a moratorium on Anquan Bolden comparisons, but like that's kind of what I see.
A bit
stocky or lower, like not a stocky lower body.
Bolden was 230 though.
Yeah, like
AJ Brown's 220. Like
it's not a stocky lower body, but just kind of like the shifty steps and like the using his arms like all the time. Like some of these other guys, like
this is also the great irony is that if he is AJ Brown, like he could maybe be a little bit more productive or higher impact player than AJ Brown, but AJ Brown was a second round pick. The fact that AJ Brown was a second round pick is so absurd considering he has 20 pounds on Chase, had, great production in a worse program, all that stuff. Suit on point, braids on point.
I love him.
The first opt-out taken. I like Chase a lot too.
I'm getting fucking sick of the Bengals drafting players that I really like.
They don't ever beat the Ravens, so it's like fine though.
It's fine until it's not fine.
That's true.
And AFC North not gonna be getting any easier this year. Let's just
Steelers very curious to see what direction the Steelers go in, but that's a long ways away.
Oh, thank you, Glenn Davis. Yeah, we decided to do that because there's going to be a lot of Musk in here tonight. And yeah, just little.
Jake is also a elite level candle guy.
I am a candle guy. Nice and soothing. Get the scents together. There's also a little bit of a stigma around them that they're associated with something else, which I'm not going to confirm or deny that. But yeah, I'm a fan.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Burning. Where do you guys think we will see the first trade? That's an interesting point. There usually is a trade by now. We're going to be up to 7 without one.
8 or 9.
Okay. Hell yeah, brother.
So if the Dolphins trot out Jalen Waddle, Preston Williams, Devontae Parker, they have Jakeem Grant as well as that gadget player, that vertical threat gadget player.
Mike Gesicki still there, tight end, starting to make some noise finally.
Gesicki. That would be quite the crew. And I think they have a plan with Robert Hunt on the offensive line, a player that was mocked to the Ravens a ton.
I like Robert's brother better, though, Mike.
Mike Hunt.
That was really
Aqua looks good.
It does.
Aqua looks good as the background. I'm 6 for 6, baby. Let's go.
Damn, son.
Look at him. Look at him.
He's just like,
look at that breast.
He's probably so zooted right now. Just like,
he's like, I told y'all. I told y'all. Who is that? Who's on the other side of the aisle? Who is that?
I don't know.
Oh my God, Jalen Waddle is Iceberg Simpson. He's going to be a problem. There's Devontae. There's our guy. Unbelievable suit. Mac getting hyped up. Mac is such a goober.
Good for him.
That's why you got to love him.
You got to have some fun with it.
Yeah, of course. If Mac ends up in Chicago, I'm going to be cracking up. That's my prediction. And him, Andy Dalton, and Nick Foles sitting in a room is just too much for me to handle. Oh, that would be too much. My curiosities, I'm curious about, obviously, so Denver goes and gets Teddy Bridgewater, probably is going to trade all their chips in for maybe a Sam Howell, maybe as Bridgewater for little kicks of tires. And
You know what's so weird? This is really stupid, and I apologize for cutting you off, but there's this kid. I've never met him, but I've seen his picture, and I've talked to him on the phone that I work with named Sam Howell, who looks just like Sam Howell.
I think Sam Howell's look like Sam Howell's.
And he's in the South, and he looks like him, and he's like 23, I think. It's kind of it's why. So every time I see Sam Howell UNC, I think of Sam Howell from the company that I work with.
Love to see it.
It's wild, man.
Waddle, no qualms on Waddle, man.
I love him. Listen, I said I thought it was going to be Devontae. I think Waddle is the better.
This has to be Sewell. Biting kneecaps.
Oh yeah, listen.
This has to be
For
Sewell.
sure. Unless,
7 for 7 is a hot start for me.
Yeah, unless Justin Fields or Mac Jones.
I don't think with all that money tied to Goff, they're gonna fuck with it. I think they're gonna let Goff manage for a year or two. Go get DJ Ugalele, best quarterback to ever play football. Tua's clearly the guy. Booger, shut up. Clearly it's Tua. They traded down because it's Tua. Is Tua the guy? Yes, shut up.
Well, I think he's saying
is he going to be the dude?
They're saying like they're putting weapons around him to see if he is. Which
which is the proper methodology in my opinion. A lot of people are saying, you take a quarterback. The PFF mindset is to take the quarterback and then you have two quarterbacks and one's a trade asset.
Oh, listen, I got a little hot and bothered last night about that whole idea, so you don't have to tell me.
Yes, exactly. So there is a human factor to it.
There's
a coaching
a
aspect to it. There's a development aspect to it.
Nope, there's none of that. It's just a straight up video
game.
The
crazy thing about Tua that honestly I am disappointed in myself is the whole hip ordeal where he worked through a very serious injury and was able to go play and be healthy. And that alone was a blessing, was a miracle.
Right. And he's still recovering from that. We'll see what happens this coming year.
I'm sure there's changes to his plyometrics, to his physiology, to the way he throws the ball, to limitations that he might have and has to adjust to. Same way we were talking about.
Especially when you are a little bit of a shorter guy. There's more torque that you have to add. There's
he's got to, yes.
There's minimal, it seems minimal, but there's just a lot of minutia to it. That
Alabama punt returns are one of my favorite things to watch in football.
They're sick. Who is their special teams coordinator?
I do not know, but they have block in the backs. They cripple people with crackbacks, and their Alabama punt returns in general are one of my favorite things to watch in the entire world. Here we go, Jalen.
Drew Svoboda.
How long has he been there?
Let's see. Just this year now, April 5th.
Back to back, incredible braid presentation from Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle. Back to back, outstanding braids.
Braids are back.
Fade into braid. Look at that. Oh, he's got the snowflake earring.
That's tight. Is he wearing the Snickers or is that something better? Because the Snickers is kind of
no, not wearing Snickers.
Snickers.
No.
Listen, we love Snickers. Thank you for setting us up with Ed Reed that one time, but
no, that's not a Snickers chain. I think that's a Jalen Waddle chain.
How do we feel about self-promotion chains?
They're tired, but I think that's one of the better marketing things to have a chain. That's one of the cooler things you can do.
I would like to get a cool European brand that nobody knows about, but that's just me.
Like Dogfish Head.
Yeah, the cool European brand Dogfish Head. Everyone.
Dan Campbell's going to be like, Matty Sewell's going to be our guy for the next 7 years, brother. He's going to smite those who try to impose their will upon us.
You and me, brother. We're going to be taking the NFC North.
Martha Ford, get the assembly line back in order because we're taking kneecaps and taking names.
Martha Firestone Ford.
Firestone.
Heir to the Firestone fortune.
Oh, yes. How do you do, sir?
Lewis interviewed this past year for a GM job, right?
Yeah, he's
Giants.
He's a couple years. He did the Chiefs 4 years ago, maybe. WFT, I think, maybe. I could be wrong on that. Who was it for?
I want my kudos on this in this stream if I go 7 for 7.
I just tweeted it. Well, it was from my personal account, so I'll retweet it from the other ones. That Spenny Powers is 6 for 6. Oh, it's already got a retweet from Mark Burns.
How are we feeling, folks? What should the Lions do? Should they roll with Goff? Should they? I think Jeff Okudah is going to take a major jump this year. He's one of the ones that I'm. And you know, if you listen to this podcast, potential and jumps are not my thing anymore. I'm tired of that. I don't want to be tired of optimism, but I'm tired of that assumption. Your boy is 7 for 7. Oh, I set my headphones off. We're 7 for 7.
Damn, son.
Sewell was talking about how he went from living in American Samoa.
It's a Samoa that's American. That's the thing about it.
And he was living in the Samoan Islands, and his entire family lived in a shack where they had one bedroom. The bedroom was used for clothes, and then they all slept in the living room, kind of just blanket it up and pillow it up. And that's kind of the lifestyle there. And I dig that very much. I think he brings a very unique mindset to the position. His want to, his will, his violence, all of those things are really, really fun. And the reason that I like Joe Tryon so much is because he gave him a little bit of trouble.
Okay.
But he looks for work. He doesn't have prodigious length, but he's got enough length.
Smooth is the word that I think of with him. Very smooth.
He just is an athlete.
Yeah.
He is a supreme athlete.
He jumps off the page as an offensive lineman, which you don't see.
Yes, exactly. He's very similar to Quentin Nelson.
Yeah,
very similar to Quentin Nelson.
On the outside, yeah.
Yes. The movement, the violence, the intangible. See, I hate the word intangibles. The intelligence, not the intangibles. The intelligence always looks for work. You don't see him oversetting. He's not, for being a freshman and being super young, what he was doing as a freshman and being able to understand sets, understand leverage, understand different alignments was incredible. And great player. I am confident in him. I like Rashawn Slater a little more than him, very, very narrowly more. But Dan Campbell is probably, look at them.
Is that Brad Holmes?
Yeah.
Good for him. He's fired up.
They said they were going to bite kneecaps off, and they're fucking gonna.
That's a really good pick.
Panthers is, in my opinion, the first real wild card here. And what did I have? Slater.
They're taking a quarterback.
I don't think so.
David Tepper is.
I did have Fields here.
David Tepper is fucking been ferocious in his desire to find a quarterback. Sam Darnold is not going to do it for him. David Tepper is. I'll go Fields. I'll say Fields.
That's what I had. I don't like it. I want, if it's a trade, then I'm confident.
They only got him under 2 minutes here. They better get fucking.
Sometimes it'll run all the way down and then it'll say trades in and
just on the telecast. Okay. Yeah, they do already have Sam. You're right about that.
I think they wanted another bridge quarterback.
Yeah, they got one. They might trade, honestly. Royale with cheese.
Folks, how we feeling? What are you? What vibes are you getting?
Got an active chat tonight. We like this.
Love to see it. This is the night of all nights to have the chat pumping. Is that Hulk Hogan? Yeah, that was a Hulk Hogan. Yeah, I wish someone would hire Riddick, get him off the TV.
Listen, stop slandering my boy Louis Riddick.
He's okay. He's okay.
I like it. I think he's pretty good.
He's one of the analytics. He abuses the word analytics and
to poo-poo that side of the argument. I feel like
no, he loves to talk about it, but doesn't. You can clearly tell that he's overusing the word.
He's just itself. A football guy.
The pick is it?
They picked.
That makes me think it's not Fields.
Who could say?
So basically, you think Tepper might be intervening?
I think he is a little bit. I not in a bad way. You hear stories about Steve Bisciotti, for example, being involved, not interfering, but he gets involved.
So honestly, they're making all these moves to find a quarterback. They wanted Deshaun Watson, his whole situation, which is a moratorium because I don't feel like talking about it.
Yeah, and Tepper is like a finance guy. Like he's fast moving. He likes solutions. Like it wouldn't shock me.
He wants results.
Yeah, exactly.
He wants revenue. He wants results.
You're going to sell jerseys with
the cheapest way of getting Deshaun Watson is acquiring Darnold and Fields.
Sure.
And having a mano deal going on.
Yeah, right. And it's like Sam Darnold, like I like Sam. Like I hope it works out for him. I'm a little skeptical, and like to me, that's kind of a throwaway if you can get a guy like Fields. Like, and maybe that's just my own opinion sneaking into the mix there, but I just feel like with Tepper and like with
Patrick Queen is talking shit.
What did he say?
Joey Burrow tweeted, and it was just Jamar Chase doing the gritty. Pat Queen goes, "Can't do this dance if you can't get the ball off."
I can't guarantee that anybody in the world will be alive Sunday.
But yeah, I just feel like with Tepper, like I don't know, man. I feel like he's in their ear at the very least that he wants to solve this thing quickly and aggressively, and I feel like he thinks that. I'm not even saying this is right, but I feel like he thinks that there's a quick fix to it, and that's just throwing, solutions at the problem left and right.
Sure, I don't think that's an obscure point to take at all. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Wednesday night, May 12th on ESPN2. Don't miss the SportsCenter special, the 2021 NFL schedule.
9:17. So it took 80 minutes to get in the first 8 picks.
Slow play will not be
Clock is
tolerated.
still ticking. Oh, that's 9. I'm going to take a bathroom break.
Roll. You got any questions? Throw them my way now, and I will be answering them in the solo hour here.
Oh! The J got me going.
Yeah, me too, actually. J.C. Horn, the pick there at number 8 for the Carolina Panthers. I'm a little shocked, to be honest. I thought that they were going to go for a little bit more of a needle mover. That's a premium position, a really good player. A lot of people think Patrick Surtain is better. I don't know. I think it's kind of a toss-up between those two guys with my untrained eye, but J.C. Horn, very good. He's somewhat of a local guy out of South Carolina there. Interesting pick. First shakeup of this draft. What do you guys got? Kyle, will we be renaming the studio when a new undrafted free agent wide receiver is cut after an incredible camp? No, it's Jeremy Butler, because Jeremy Butler was like the zenith of that whole thing. It was like, this guy is like fucking Anquan Bolden on steroids, and like this guy is just going to absolutely change the game. And that's the one that sticks with me the most, maybe incorrectly, but that's just what it is for right now. Jera just threw his glass of scotch at the wall. Wookie Nookies. What if Dallas gets Justin? Hey, listen, you could graduate Dak Prescott. Don't overpay for average production. That's what I always say is, a guy like Dak Prescott who's accounting for 30 touchdowns and getting you to the playoffs year after year and overcoming a lot of adversity. Yeah, just graduate him and pick Justin Fields. That's what I would say to do. But, that's just me. That's my personal opinion.
I'm not knucking, Buck. J.C. Horn, my cornerback 1.
So you liked him over Surtain?
Yes.
Okay.
I like him over Surtain because I like his transitions from press and press jam better. I think he is more of an ass kicker. I think Surtain is a very safe cornerback. He's going to be good. Probably goes 10 to Dallas. But Horn for me just brings a physical element and a catch point element a little bit more so than Surtain. Surtain has the pedigree, yada, yada, yada. But I think Horn is a better ball player.
He's a good ball player, dog. He's Joe Horn's son, right?
Yeah.
I like that. I'm a Joe Horn fan.
Joe Horn, the king of swag. the cell phone celebration.
That's
How can you
iconic.
forget? It is iconic. Also, I think a 5-time 1,000-yard receiver,
Yeah, he's a good player.
1,400 yard
Yeah, it's a good
career high.
Wow. Yeah, Joe Horn really made some plays back in the day there.
Let's get the link here. YouTube.
I remember last year when we were doing this and like we were still figuring out StreamYard.
Yes.
And you sent out the clip to like actually join it. We had like fans joining it.
Yes.
And MD Lost So Hard got in there at one point.
Oh yeah, he did.
That was funny.
Foz hopping on?
Yep.
Let's go. The Greek god, Vasily Lurikos. Coming in hot, ladies and germs.
Joining us in a moment here. Thank you, KB, for supporting the homies.
Love you, Kyle.
And carbon capture research, making Earth our priority.
Yeah, he is, and I can't do it. Listen, I can't do it. No Greg Russo for me. I can't do it. I can't deal with Voss. I can't deal with Voss.
I made myself comfortable. I've made myself bulletproof. I'm coming through. Nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. With Greg Rousseau, the only picks, so we had that question. The only picks I think I said that pissed me off are what?
Death to all running backs.
Death to all running backs. How do you get out? Death to all running backs.
Voss going to jump off a bridge when we take Harris.
Can you imagine if they trade back from like 27 to 29, take Harris, and then trade out, and then Voz's children are just like carrying football like he does the Tim McGraw in Friday Night Lights.
That anybody in the world will be alive Sunday.
Straps the football up with duct tape and just is like, we will never take a running back. We will never take a running back. They're like, no, sir. No,
he
sir.
sent us that video last year of his son saying the running backs don't matter thing. And they picked J.K. Dobbins, which is the funniest fucking thing.
That was second round though. The Ravens haven't taken a first round back since Jamal.
Yeah, no, it's a little overblown. I'd say that.
All right, so here I originally had where'd it go? Slater,
you fucking hippie, give me drugs, man.
Look at back to Squinty. That's me.
Squinty. Why is he's got to stop? He's got to sit up. He's tenting.
Nah, he's chilling.
He's tented.
The fact that he has multiple phones, he's a real one.
Yeah, he's like Shefty.
Don't worry, Justin. Justin Fields, don't you worry, child. Someone is going to come get you. A better team than the Jags, a better team than the Jets, a better team than the San Francisco 49ers, who are fraudulent secretly. And you are going to be something special. I promise you, Justin Fields. Oh, pants tent.
He's tented.
I didn't see it. Is that season? That's season 1.
Yeah, it's the first episode.
Is that
literally the first scene? Yeah, he's tented.
That's something that he probably had for Seinfeld, but was too raunchy.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell that there are some of them that and then there are also the bits that he literally just recurs from Seinfeld, which I always thought was pretty funny.
God, we got Garrett in here. We got Cody in here. We got Chris in here. The boys are buzzing. The last soundboard quote, is it this one?
I can't guarantee that anybody in the world will be alive Sunday.
Because if so, that's Kyle Shanahan from his press conference.
That's Kyle Shanahan when asked if Jimmy Garoppolo would be on the roster on Sunday.
So he maybe took it a little too far there, but Yeah, that's nihilist Kyle Shanahan. Eat
So
Arby's.
Carolina takes a corner. Sam Darnold's going to get his shot, it appears, and
Good for him.
James Bradberry. I think one of the biggest mistakes, like low key mistakes, a team has made was letting James Bradberry go. He was so damn good for the Giants this past year. I think he's one of the most underrated cornerbacks in football, and now you replace him with J.C. Horn, who could be maybe a little bit better for sure. But they could, if you keep James Bradberry, then you have 2 elite cornerbacks possibly, and then you're really rocking. Then you're talking a team that drafts in the 20s. We'll see. Broncos logo is very underrated.
It's not nihilism.
It's the exact same thing as the Ravens logo too.
Broncos are actually pretty. I like their branding.
Yes,
it's not nihilism. It's much closer to solipsism.
Your nihilism is your word of the month. I think
it is a little bit. It's just like
I go through.
Well, there's a lot of it going on in society right now, which annoys me.
Ooh, back-to-back corners, baby.
Why did he said? Why didn't he say
He
Patrick?
looks different than I thought. I think he goes by Pat.
Okay, fair enough.
She's trying to get him out of there before he hugs his family. Get the fuck away from him. What the fuck?
So,
What was that? Did you see that? The NFL worker didn't even let him hug anyone. Like he hugged 2 people.
It's like when they're sending
whatever, man.
Johnny Drama
whatever,
out to
man. Devontae gives him a hug. That's all
sending
that
Johnny Drama out to Jimmy Kimmel. Watch the fucking Cowboys take Devontae Smith. That would be so fucking sick.
I'm very vulnerable right now. I'm too vulnerable for that to happen.
That's some weak shit from the NFL worker. Damn, you guys are jacked up about that.
Yeah, that was. Well, let him hug his fucking family, man. Like,
so
God forbid, of all the things that take time in this process through COVID, through everything, and you're gonna not let him have 35 seconds to celebrate with his family. Like it was the first hug she started yanking on his coattail. Get the fuck out of here.
I'll be honest, I didn't see it.
Well, get the fuck out of here. I have enough animosity for the both of us. Didn't like that one bit. So fuck that.
Jerry's just down on the Bravo Eugenia right now, getting ready to fucking turn that Devontae Smith.
Jerry Jones is probably irate. They needed a corner. They needed a corner.
They were literally everyone in the world mocked Surtain to them in every fucking mock in like the last 3 weeks.
Broncos major money moves. I like Patrick Surtain a lot. I think he is I think among off coverage, zone, and being able to play quarters, to play match, like I think he's the most overall. J.C. Horn is the best press man corner, the best man coverage corner. I think Surtain is the most well-rounded, balanced corner. I prefer J.C. Horn because I prefer press man. It's my defense. I want jams. I want to stunt and blitz. I am pretty much of similar philosophy. I am kiss-assing the Baltimore Ravens philosophy, but that's how I've always felt. So Horn's my guy, but Surtain, you very safe pick.
And we have our guest here in the green room right now,
getting all handsome and stuff.
Oh, he's in a different spot than he usually is too. We like that.
I like it.
Well, let's go on, fellas. Happy draft.
There he is. Look at that. Look at that beautiful dimple in the chin.
Look at this guy. What are we sipping on there?
Chin.
Hazy Cannon, little local brewery.
We like that.
It's a good one for the draft, in my opinion. How we doing?
We're good, man. How about you?
We're doing fantastic, Boz. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here. My 2 favorite guys. This is fun. Getting a little wild. Horn before Surtain. I didn't see that one coming.
That was my cornerback one, baby. You saw the rankings. You edited them, Boz.
True that.
He was actually getting a little frisky last night because he thought you were like kind of messing with him.
No. We were recording. We were recording, and I had it up. I was looking at it because I have made some changes before it actually came out. And you were going through it, editing it. I was like, ooh. For a second, I thought you removed Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah from my slot rankings, and I was like, don't fuck with me, Boz.
No, it was clean. Just a little brush up. The only thing is you were dogging on my Seminoles, and I had to soften your language a little bit.
Did you? Is that what
I can't lie. I couldn't let you put it out there. I had to soften the language.
I'm pretty. What did I say? Janarius Robinson. I was like,
You said You said
boss,
they were.
Go
God, I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you were saying that they breed underachievers, and I changed it to they've been a mess lately because that was a little too harsh for my team. I couldn't.
I was like,
publish it
Janarius Robinson could be a better NFL player than he was in college. FSU's been breeding underachievers the last few years.
Yeah. It was
We
a
got
little
a
harsh.
question from Colin Doyle here for you on the screen.
What's that? What's up, Colin?
Do you see it
on the screen
Yeah.
that we're?
No, this is a Lamar. It's like a little thin one. I don't know. It has Lamar on the back.
Oh,
so humid today, man. I was like,
is a
I
little-
had to put the AC on first time. It was so humid this afternoon.
Yeah, we actually did that this week for the first time. I'm glad we have it going now because when we record in here, like the ring light and the lamps give off so much heat.
Wait. The Eagles just traded up.
People are making moves.
What?
People are making moves.
Eagles and the Cowboys just traded.
Well, the corners got wiped.
The Eagles are trading up, or are they trading like up?
Trading up for Justin Fields
Because it still says Philly 10 and 12.
I'm assuming
the Cowboys draft room.
they got to be giving the 12 back, right? That'd be wild.
So. I mean,
Yeah, that'd be
Look at the
wild.
Cowboys draft
I'm
room.
not on. Let me get on Twitter.
Oh my God, the Cowboys are pissed. Jerry Jones is pissed.
So my question is, where is Hayden Hurst's next destination in his quest to be tight end one?
You got to think it's the Broncos.
Jacksonville.
Right? The Broncos just love tight
Jacksonville.
ends. The Bears, actually. No, the Bears are going to get him.
Jacksonville.
The Bears are going to take him for sure.
Jacksonville native. Jacksonville native goes back to Jacksonville. Look at Devontae Smith with the initials. Oh,
Might be for him. I mean,
my favorite.
That's a good fit.
Might be for dollar signs.
Jamar Chase, Marlon Humphrey battles are going to be. I'm excited to see that. That's going to be.
it's
epic.
actually like, yeah, that's
same
like
style players, really. You know, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. It's going to be a lot of like checking man-to-man, like hand-to-hand combat type stuff, which I like.
And I'll tell you what, Marlon's got the advantage in terms of experience and already having to deal with that. But Chase is a special player.
So if Cincy plays well, maybe gives the Ravens a run, is that going to change the narrative as far as offensive line versus weaponry? You think?
Yeah, I think
Probably,
so a little
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
I would think so.
If Cincy makes the playoffs,
It does depend on what you see out of Jonah Williams, though, I think, because he's kind of a forgotten man and all.
he was
It's ball
solid
out quick.
last year.
It's ball out quick a lot of times, right? I
Yeah.
don't think the
I mean, like
Ravens
every
weren't
quarterback does. these
pressuring
days,
the hell out of
which is
Burrow.
like everyone talking about all the pass rush stuff. I
Well,
get it, but like,
Well, let's see how the rest of the draft for the Bengals goes, though, because if it's, multiple sound investments into guys that have 2-3 seasons of starting and end up getting playing time for the Bengals, if they don't draft anyone that makes an impact on their offensive line, then I think that doesn't really do much for that. But if they take Chase and basically elevate their entire offense because of Chase, and it ends up that Tyler Boyd ends up being basically uncoverable because you have to worry about Chase and Higgins on the perimeter. Tyler Boyd is one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL, as many Ravens fans should know. And then suddenly you have to worry about those big bodies on the outside. And Tyler Boyd is a 6'1", 200-pound big slot that can move, and you've got issues. So if Zach Taylor's able to cook something up, man, get the ball out quicker, Burrow's processing is better, and his desire to get the ball out quicker because of his injury is there. If he is that sort of cognitive quarterback, then that's major money moves.
Yeah, sure. And they could probably get a pretty solid tackle at 47, I would think. That's the other one. Excuse me. The short arms, right? Only two out of the top 25 or even 30 offensive line.
I didn't even realize Darisaw until you said it today, man.
Yeah, it's great. Only two out of, that's great. I mean,
That's
we're
why
going to learn about it.
Really
I don't have an opinion on it. Honestly, I'm not qualified to have an opinion on it.
well, DeCosta also hasn't
learn
picked
about
either, too, which is kind of an interesting factor in it all. I get that like there is some pedigree for him to be linked to, but he hasn't picked one. So,
Right.
you always got to consider that.
Right. That's true. Jake makes good points on that. A lot of things I feel like, Vaz, you and I make like long-term analysis of. DeCosta's could completely not subscribe to that more so.
I think it's totally fair because he's been in the building, obviously, but like there is that like weird factor where he's only actually been pulling the trigger for 2 years.
There could be some Ozzy rules that were lines in the sand that become shades of gray instead.
Yeah,
I was thinking.
Go ahead.
I was thinking of something interesting while I was driving earlier, listening to what you guys recorded last night, and you were saying how the Casa doesn't pick. At least he hasn't been picking small school guys.
Right.
Which is interesting because before he took over, he was the small school guy. He was the one that was feeding all the small school guys to Ozzy. So were they just throwing him a bone back then because they knew he was GM in waiting, although no one else did?
I think
what's the deal with that? That's kind of weird, right?
Off a little bit.
I think that might have just been part of the job description. Like you've got to scour a little bit more while Ozzy gets
maybe
the
that
bigger
was part
picture
of it.
stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe that was part of DaCosta's like Mr.
That was his
Miyagi
thing.
Daniel's son.
he also
But
went
I'm
to
saying-
Quibby and like all that kind of stuff. So it would make sense.
I'm saying they gave him that was his forte, and they were picking more when he was the one feeding it, and now they're not. So are they just throwing him a bone because he was a GM and waiting? I don't know. It's a little bit interesting. I want to see. There's only a few small school guys this year, really, but I think it's something interesting to keep an eye on.
Could he
whether
pay?
continues that? Nah. Devontae.
Wow.
You guys are what feed are you on?
Jake, Vaz, I was wrong. You were right. That happens a lot. What did I say?
What did you say?
What did I say ahead of this draft? What did I say? Now that you
You
consider
said a lot of things. Which one?
What did I say? I said that Waddle, Smith, Chase, and
about how
Pitt,
many go early?
I thought they would not all go in the top 15.
I wasn't even saying that. I was more saying they come off the board early second, not necessarily the first.
I was with you that they could fall because like it happened last year, like just like we saw. But
Well, I think that's a fucking hell of a pick by the Philadelphia Eagles. I am happy that they made that decision. He is the most intelligent wide receiver, in my opinion, in the last 3 draft classes. Fuck this Calvin Ridley comparison. Fuck that. No, I don't like that at all. They're gonna make it. You can frame it any way you want with 3 clips. Absolutely.
some little Odell Beckham vibes, not as fast, but
I see that. I see
just like the body adjustments and like
pull-away.
exactly.
The late breakaway, late in the route.
And I said the same thing about Jalen Waddle, so like maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but like I just like the weird body, like torso adjustments in midair.
Odell's
like
got those long, lanky arms.
Yeah,
too,
the arms like just snatching the ball. Like,
But I think Devontae Smith, and I thought this, and I've been confirmed in just the limited podcast interviews I've listened to. But when you watch him, you see the most intelligent player on the football field, including the quarterback, including the safety, including anyone. You see the leverage, you see the recognition of coverage. And then I heard Todd McShay like 2 days ago, and he was basically saying he said Steve Sarkisian said that he was the smartest football player he's ever had. He said he's never had a wide receiver, and many of the quarterbacks that Sarkisian's had don't come off of the field and immediately give him information in terms of, hey, they are showing us a cover 2 shell and it's rotating into a cover 6.
Bears just traded up.
Justin Fields?
Probably.
Justin Fields, baby. Let's go.
I like that for the Bears. I really like that.
They're getting out of their quarterback bullshit with Justin Fields. And you get to stick him with 2 very successful veterans. There's no urgency.
And a good defense.
And you have Allen Robinson, and maybe that makes Allen Robinson happy a little bit more so.
Yeah, for sure.
And fuck yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's a good move.
I know that Bears fans, Big Cat. Oh my God, Big Cat's gonna lose his mind.
He really is because he was freaking out.
Unless they take.
Well,
yeah, unless they take Mac.
Well, they'll take Micah Parsons. And then
I don't think there's a shot in hell it's Mac Jones.
I hope not. Where do you think he ends up? New England? Slide.
Washington, maybe.
Washington for sure. That's my best guess. I think Washington might trade up a couple
I feel like the
slots.
Saints might make a play for one of them.
Do you really want to make a play for Mac Jones, though? I mean,
no, I personally don't. But like, could I see Mickey Loomis's dumbass who's running the fucking Pelicans and like doing all this other weird shit, like doing that? Maybe. Like, not to get a little too frank there, but
this is interesting. A lot of trade ups, right? So I guess teams are like the rest of this draft is so uncertain with the opt-outs and no combine. Let's just get the sure things. They don't care.
And a couple trades, so 4 sips there, pal.
I need to crack one.
Do we need a re-up, by the way? I think the cooler might be we might need to get some bear.
How many beers deep are you guys yet?
Several. If you don't have to have
this is my third.
Please drink them, by the way, they're really good.
Oh, I drank 2 of them.
Oh, cool. Schefter does not look healthy, but he looks excited.
You guys are watching ESPN?
Yeah. We had NFL Network when we flipped
That's
over
a
this
bad
last.
move.
We actually talked smack about the ESPN.
We did talk shit about it. I don't know why we're still on this. So we'll wait until the next commercial break.
ESPN is 20% more tragedy mongering than NFL.
They haven't done it once. And
No, they haven't, and their telecast, like their actual like quality of their feed is like it looks more standard def.
That's a lot of sips for us. That was 2 trades.
Yeah, that's 4.
Half a bottle. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's Justin Fields. I mean, the whole couch is empty. I love that they're showing that right now.
I just look up at his phone.
Justin Fields a Bear. I fuck with the Bears. I love Justin Fields. Quarterback 1, baby. Let's go.
I like the Bears too. Their uniforms are sick. I love Chicago.
I love.
Have you been to their stadium?
No, I actually went to Chicago for the first time.
They don't look that excited though, but that's kind of Justin Fields.
Yeah, I feel like he's just gonna sit there and like eat broccoli and just like be happy that he got drafted.
His bowl is still better than Zach Wilson's.
I've been to Chicago a couple times. I've never been to the stadium, but I went on. I saw it. It looks
I saw it through the plane.
I've never seen Soldier.
It looks like they landed a UFO in the Roman Coliseum.
Well, because they
the lower deck is like straight out of like
the old
20s.
Soldier Field just used to look like a Coliseum, and they built all that.
Right, it's like the craziest thing. It literally looks like
Really?
a UFO landed in the Roman
weird.
Coliseum.
Yeah,
I would love to. The Ravens play in Chicago this year, don't they?
I think so. Yeah, they got the NFC.
Oh my god, I want to go to that game. I love Chicago.
So do I.
It might be my favorite city in the country. I've only been there in the summer.
Been once. Yeah, I've only been once in the dead of winter.
I've been twice. Only summer.
It's a better version of New York, in my opinion.
I think it's like this isn't going to make perfect sense, but it's like New York, Chicago, DC in terms of like bustle. And Chicago's in the middle of it, so it's got that electricity to it a little bit, like that.
Which like people complain about that, but I like the electricity. I like.
Yes, I love New York.
A little bit of buzz. Me too.
But I think it has like a little bit toned down version of it, and I've only been there twice, but I'm a big Chicago guy.
Mark Burnside.
Good food, good steak, good Midwestern beef.
I mean, truly.
Good architecture. I like architecture.
The architecture is sweet too.
Infrastructure too is great. They've got the train that goes from like all their suburbs like right into downtown. Which Wrigleytown itself, just not even ignoring Wrigley itself, like the architecture of the houses and townhouses and developments around there is really cool, for sure.
All right, here we go.
Give it to me, baby. Give me Justin Fields.
Nation's path to recovery from COVID-19 by focusing on the critical issues of mental health, food insecurity, health disparities, and the digital divide. Throughout the pandemic, health disparities widened in communities of color, indigenous communities, and older and rural Americans. We're joining forces with the CDC Foundation as part of a draft-a-thon to meet the basic needs like nutrition.
Wait, the Giants traded back. That was Gettleman's first trade back.
There you go.
Yeah.
Behind me has been doing just that, leading the Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation in Chicago. His dream of creating a federally qualified health center to provide medical care in his neighborhood is
It's a solid pick preamble right here.
I was going to say they're really milking it. Good cause. Listen, no complaints from me on that point, but
congratulations, Noah. Please take it away with the Bear selection.
Oh, he just went mask off.
good for him.
Future.
With the 11th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft,
Oh.
select Justin Fields.
Let's go. Let's go. Good for him. Good for Justin.
Yeah.
They don't. Fields family couldn't possibly care less.
Yeah.
Nope. There they go. Okay. All right.
They definitely recorded that like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah. They got a French bulldog, of course, the most popular dog in America right now, outside of Golden Doodles. Love to see it. Is that David Mulgada? Yeah, it's David Mulgada there with them too.
Oh yeah, that is him. Earl Thomas's boy.
Earl Thomas's guy. Justin Fields, good for him. Like that fit, like him working in Matt Nagy's offense. If Nagy's stick around, I think that's a little bit of a time buyer for Pace, for Nagy. I think that is the antithesis of trading up for fucking Mitch Trubisky.
What do you think what did they give up there, compensation wise?
I think it was a lot. It
was 9 spots. I mean,
I from what I saw in my 5 tweets of scrolling, it was a lot. But there we go. 4 quarterbacks. We need one more. We need Mac Jones to go. Both of those cornerbacks have gone. Penny Sewell. There's still Rashawn Slater. We need some more. We need some more moves to come out. Is that my phone? Keeps digging?
It's both bars. Okay.
It's our group chat. Don't worry.
But I like that fit. I like Justin Fields playing outdoors. Chicago, Ohio State, similar environments. I think he has the velocity to be able to rip through the wind. The athleticism to open up that offense in a way that they hoped that Mitch Trubisky could. But
so we got next year's first, 4th next year, 5th this year. So a first and a 4th, basically.
2 first. Well,
2 first, but a pick swap.
Trade up, yeah. That's not that bad at all.
No. I mean, it's 1 first round pick next year.
It reminds me so much of Deshaun Watson. And there's more quarterbacks in this draft than there were in that was the 2017 draft, right?
Yes. Yep.
2017 draft. It reminds me of that, where it was just a little bit of analysis paralysis. And I think overall he's
analysis paralysis with 2 guys, with him and Mahomes, who was flying up.
Mahomes, I genuinely think there was some tough projection with.
I do too, but like there was. Even from the beginning, it just felt like there was maybe some overthinking going on. But like it was kind of balanced out by the fact that Trubisky was.
He looks like Chase Claypool right there.
He actually does, which is listen, we don't like that, but
he is antithesis Chase Claypool, despite the similar looks. But
losing, never heard of her. I'm going to use the Russian real quick.
Go for it. But Justin Fields for me, elevate. He gives you what you thought Mitch Trubisky could be in that offense, and I'm going to use one of Bucky Brooks. Shout out Bucky Brooks, absolute dickhead with his comments lately about Lamar, but they're shooters and they're scorers, and I think that Fields is a shooter who can drive the lane and score. I think he's a scorer, but he doesn't have to be. So I think he's that rare combination, more so than Zach Wilson. A little bit more of a scorer maybe than Trevor Lawrence in some ways, and I think
he's a very nice fit for Nagy. Who, I don't know. I mean, I thought Nagy was a good hire when they made the hire.
I did too for sure.
He's had a tough go, with Trubisky.
Trubisky just fucked them.
Yeah, but I like to see a strong NFC North, and who knows what's going on in Green Bay, Minnesota. But I guess Bears are probably one of the teams I prefer in the NFC. I would say so. I really like that pick. So it should be fun. All right. So what Dallas is at 12 here?
Gotta be Slater or Hay or maybe I'm just. Maybe, I think I might be the leader of the Pay train. So maybe I'm overrating him in terms of where he's going to go, but I think Slater makes a ton of sense considering how much they like to invest in the offensive line, considering Dak coming back. I think Jerry Jones is a type that doesn't overthink things the way Jake and I were having the conversation about the Bengals and Chase versus Sewell. I think Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones are going to look at it like, no, Dak was hurt. Our offensive line was fantastic. It got old. They
were hurt too. Their line was really banged up.
Last year was crazy. Yeah. And so I think getting Slater, a guy that is kind of like a Zach Martin, where he is a tackle that could probably play guard at an even higher level, but can also play tackle when you need him to. I think that's a perfect fit. They wanted those cornerbacks clearly, and they traded back and had to reconvene.
Right.
So
look at that case, bringing a whole case. Dallas, I think, drafts well, man. Jerry gets too bad of a rap. Dallas,
Jerry's
in my opinion, they had the best draft in the entire league last year. Them and the Washington football team.
They always acquire impact players in free agency, all kinds of stuff. They take their shots, whatever, and of course the business aspect they crush. So,
oh yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and trade on back there and let him take Justin, and Dax gonna be in a real interesting spot here as we bring out the what? Who is this guy?
All right, who are we taking it? What is
what is this?
Some of these people with their masks on are cracking me up.
Listen, man, they're just taking the precautions.
Just punching Goodell in the hip right there. That was nice.
I'm curious about this one. I love the Cowboys picks.
Yeah, me too. It's such a spectacle.
This is an unofficial Cowboys podcast. We've discussed that before.
It certainly is a Cowboys.
We like Jerry Jones and the Cowboys.
She turned her struggle into triumph and is now a licensed social worker who provides mental health care.
She's breathing heavy. She got excited.
Listen, I would be fired up too. I'm fired up doing this right now.
I think Goodell is drunk. Look at his hair. His hair looks drunk.
Good for his hair looks drunk. Do you have the bottle opener? Where did I put
Yeah,
it?
it's right here. Thanks. Where is it? Usually I have another one in here.
I put it over there.
That's the one I like to play with.
Use your teeth.
Yeah, fuck that.
My brother-in-law used to do that. Then my sister-in-law.
I just feel like that's a fast track to messing your gums up.
Well, yeah, definitely. Or your teeth, really.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a spicy one. You guys are 10 seconds behind me.
Micah Parsons.
Oh my God, the Cowboys fans are going to lose their minds. They fucking hate that. Oh my God,
Sean Lee just retired. You know.
Oh my God, Cowboys fans are going to go insane. I love that so much. Oh my God, they're going to hate that.
Right, we're on NFL Network now.
Cowboys fans, Marcus Bosher, and all those guys.
Shout out to our.
That was their nightmare. That was their number one nightmare scenario.
Shout out to our girls from Blogging the Boys. We might have to have them on this week because I don't think they're going to like that.
That
Kelsey
was their
and Meg.
nightmare scenario. You have Leighton Van Der Esch, Jalen Smith, and Micah Parsons now.
Yeah, they still have a shitty secondary, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, no, it's
and
hey, Josh is ready. Josh is ready. Let's get our boy Josh on.
All right, cool.
Josh, what's up, brother? Josh.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's going on, man?
Josh?
Oh, just got home from work, man. I was trying not to draft and drive, you know. I was watching the draft and trying at the same time.
A lot of these
to some of these crazy picks.
Yeah,
Josh, we got Micah Parsons coming in. That's wild, man.
That is wild.
They got Leighton Van Der Esch, they got Jalen Smith, and Micah Parsons, man.
I mean, yeah, Sean Lee did retire, but like
Sean Lee's been retired for 3 years.
Basically, on IR. I mean, I know they run a 4-3, but they hardly use three linebackers on the field at the same time, anyways, do they?
That's got to be damning of Leighton Van Der Esch, I would think, of his medical situation and all that kind of stuff.
Which Sean Lee Jr.
Exactly.
How's it been going there, man? You've had a little bit of a chaotic situation there.
Yeah, you're on call. You're on call 24 hours.
Pretty much, yeah, man. I took off work yesterday because my wife had some strong contractions yesterday morning, and we thought, is today the day? Is your uterus on the clock, or what's going on? But no, not yet. Our daughter's not here just yet, so I got some time on my hands to cover the draft and spend some more time with this guy.
There you go.
It's my firstborn right here.
He's looking ready for action.
Oh yeah, I told him, look, bro, 2 decades from now, I better be on the red carpet with you. Like, you're going to be getting interviewed by 60-year-old Willie McGinnis.
You're in Alaska, right?
Yep.
What is the high school football scene looking like up there?
Not bad, man.
They have it's a documentary series, I think, on a team up there at one point. I forget.
It's gotten way better since I graduated in 2014. I mean, you got kids going to camps now, getting a lot more notoriety. That was kind of like just becoming a thing when I was coming up through high school. And now it's like, pretty much blowing up. So you got a lot of kids back now going out. I've been covering high school football for Acres Daily News up here for the past past 2-3 years. And you got guys. Some guys are even going to D1. So it's blowing up. People in Alaska, for a long time we got unnoticed. The Polynesian population is real big up here.
Right.
And so a
They
lot of
love
those kids
football,
are.
man. They love football.
Yeah, a lot of those guys.
For those you don't know, Josh Reed, pretty recent. Josh, when did you start with Baltimore Beatdown?
My first article was published on January 26th.
Beginning of this year, right?
Yeah.
So Josh joined Baltimore Beatdown. He's been absolutely crushing.
How many
it.
have you published since then? Like 400 or?
Bro, I don't even know. I'm
gonna give a realistic. I think my best guess would be about 82.
You're prolific, my man.
Yeah,
Josh has been posting 5 a week, I'd say. Plus,
especially during like the heat of like draft season, like leading up.
So,
like my last player profile was Josh Myers. I did that one last night. I just wanted to get at least one more center in there.
Give me your Josh Myers off the dome. Give me your Josh Myers off the dome.
Josh Myers.
Here's a guy.
Yeah, here's a guy that's really built well, has some great lateral movement. Not the best athlete, but he's a somewhat of a technician. But not fully refined. But he'd be a nice day 2 guy. In the 3rd round, maybe might even get him at in the 4th round, but it's a guy I really like. He's probably going to play in the NFL for about 10, 12 years. Has some of that guard versatility to him too. So he was only 2-year starter at Ohio State. But once they moved Wyatt Davis over to guard, he moved over to center and performed admirably. He's a Remington Award finalist last year, and blocked for J.K. Dobbins during his 2,000-yard season. So he's he'd be a solid day 2 pick if they don't address the position on day 1.
And if they don't get my boy Wyatt Davis too, that would be a nice consolation prize because I'm a big Wyatt Davis guy.
They play really well together. I think one of the clips I showed in the article that I did for him last night was them kind of working tandem, working up to the 2nd level. So they work real good together. If they were to get both of those guys, I'm kind of with Voss. I don't want a strictly guard type in the draft this year. So if they were to get a guy like
somebody's got to come out of that guard room.
They got so many guys, though. Somebody has to.
Bredesen has 31-inch arms.
So let him play center and keep Bozeman there. Then either way,
I feel like that might be the plan. But Josh has 13 articles since April. Since April 20th posted. So everybody go listen to those bad boys, or go read those bad boys. Josh has been crushing it. So, Josh, while we have you on, what is your feel of the situation as the board is played out so far, and who you're looking at for the Ravens?
For the Ravens,
TV turned up.
Yeah.
You want me to turn it down?
Yeah, if you could a little bit. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I got you. I was the crazy thing is I had it turned up because I had to put my cousin on speakerphone. He's like a lifelong Bears fan. He was like, they're never going to take a black quarterback. Yeah, he was like, they're never going to take a black quarterback. It's impossible. They're going to take Mac Jones. I'm like, I'm telling you, bro, hold. Yes, we can. We can do it. And he got his wish, man. He was literally in tears. Like, he was like, can't believe it.
I love that.
That's sick.
That's awesome. Yeah, for sure. All right, so here's a question, guys. Who do you want to go in the next 5-10 picks so they're not available for DeCosta to take?
Zaven Collins, Jamin Davis, and Josh Vaz. I know you guys love Zaven Collins.
That's Josh's guy.
That would be a good. If all else failed and it was Zaven Collins, I'm happy. But I would rather see the linebacker position get eaten up a little bit more so. I would rather see I
want somebody to freak out and just go crazy on Terrace Marshall and trade up.
The Chargers won't take a running back, but I low-key feel like this is the first spot where it's remotely possible.
I don't know. I think they might go Slater or Tucker here.
Slater, yeah, that's probably what it is.
I think it's Slater. I want somebody to reach on Terrace Marshall, and then that'll prompt the Ravens to say run on receiver, trade up to get Bateman in the early 20s.
I was so mad when the Bengals took Jamar Chase because I'm just like, dude, you could have still reunited him with one of his college teammates. It just didn't have to be Chase. You could have got Marshall at the top of the 2nd and then Penei Sewell at 5 and bing bang boom. You got your stud left tackle and then you got another big body target for him to throw to. So I mean. I'm not in the draft room.
The rumor was Burrow. Who was the tackle they signed from the Lions?
I thought it was Riley Reef. From the Vikings.
So the rumor was Burrow talked him into signing Reef so that they would take Chase. That was the rumor. That's a lot of power to give your 2nd-year quarterback, though. I will say that.
Listen,
Well,
there's a precedent for it.
Like we said, they apparently had that conversation with Lamar and said, "Who do you want? We're going to give you a number one receiver. Which one is it going to be?"
Does he got some takes that he wants to get off for the offense?
Who do you want the Ravens to take? Rashad Bateman, right? If he's still on the board.
If his first words are Rashad Bateman and they don't take him, then we might have to
Eric DeCosta. That's going to be a little bit of a tough scene.
He'll make my son cry.
I'm in South.
I'll send him a video of it.
I can't guarantee that anybody in the world will be alive someday.
Love it, man. Love it. But yeah, so rocking through here. Hopefully, a running back or two goes. Hopefully,
I want Rousseau to go. I want Rousseau.
I want him to go.
Yeah.
Too. I want the Ravens.
I do too.
I hope Jason Howe goes as well.
I like Rousseau. I want him to go because I can't deal with you, Voss. Like in that emotional state.
Jake's been fearful of that.
I can't do it anymore. I can't take it.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I was talking to remember Mr. Mailer, the guy that Brian father. I was talking to him earlier today. There's a lot of options this year. Last year the stakes are a little bit higher. I felt like the stakes were a little higher. And this year they're not quite. There's a lot of options. So there's 45 guys I'm cool with at 27. He's just not one of them.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not. Listen,
I got 99 problems. Russo's the only fucking one.
I just can't take it.
Kyle said, we need your son's name and hottest take.
Oh, his name is Xavier Reed, and his hottest take is what's your hottest take, son?
He doesn't know.
I think he said he hates Miley Cyrus.
Listen, that makes many of us in this group chat.
I think his hottest take is Dada is the man.
Yeah, that he's like pick whoever Dada wants at 27 and trade back at 31. I think that's his hottest.
Sean Slater, there we go.
That's exactly what he said.
Tackle.
So the Chargers did not need Mr. Orlando Brown. They go get my offensive tackle 1, my offensive lineman 1, who is wearing a suit that looks like it was made for a smaller man. So
what's going on with the dimensions?
He's wearing the colors already.
He reminds me a lot of Ronnie Stanley, like anime love personality wise.
He's a weeb, you're saying?
I think he's a little bit of one, but I think he is an absolute technician. I think he's an absolute weight room superstar. He does not have the prodigious length. He doesn't have those measurables at the same time, but I think you're getting a guy that can deal with problems. I think he can deal with problem makers. You can have him be an anchor of an offensive line where you can slide, you can do a man slide away from him, and he can go deal with. If a team wants to put their number one on him, you're going to let him hang one-on-one, and he's going to do it. If they put him at guard, I get that, but I think he's a center, or I think he's a tackle. I genuinely think he's a tackle that can make do.
If anybody can, he's got 33-inch arms, which are, I guess, an inch shorter than the bench. If he's a technician, if anybody can,
Zach Martin, that's what Mel has on there, and that's what I said. Or I guess that's DJ probably.
By the way, have you guys ever had your arms measured?
No, mine are pretty long though.
I did in high school. I was weirdly built in high school. I was like 5'8", but I had arms that went down to my kneecaps.
This is my key stand.
Is it the same as the sleeve when you buy a dress shirt, or no?
No,
because it goes the sleeve goes to your wrist. You're talking about going down all the way your middle finger.
Yeah, it's from your. It's where your trap ends. I can't think of the anatomical term for it. It's from where your trap ends right here to your fingertip. And I was 76 and a half and 31 and a half at the combine I went to in high school.
Colin, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Fish does not suck.
Fish.
You fucking suck. Fuck you.
But good for the Chargers, man. They were.
I got guard vibes with his mobility, but just
he's
tackle
technician. He's
power
a technician.
Yeah,
he's got the snatch. He doesn't overset.
He's got the snatch, eh?
He's got the snatch, eh? He doesn't overset. He can be a zone. I think he's more probably of a zone prominent run blocker. I think he can seal off really well in space and things like that. I don't think power is an issue, but I think he's better utilized there. And lo and behold, the Chargers like to run a lot of the Jets just traded up.
Trade ups, man. That's the 4th trade up.
Finish, basically.
Would they take Caleb Farley here? I mean, I know they want a corner, but like, I
No
feel
way.
like he would have failed to
I think it's a
23.
pass rusher. I think it's a pass rusher.
How do you draft the guy in the first round while he has COVID? You know, I feel like that's a risky play.
I felt so bad for him. I'm like, damn, first the back surgeries, now he has COVID.
Yeah, it's like, what do you think he's doing right now? Just sitting in his bed, like
just wallowing in
I would be like I would
sniffing
I would tell
vitamin D.
ESPN, I would literally be like, I'm not doing the cameras. I don't care. I would be like, I'm not doing cameras. I can't do it. I'm too
But
sick.
I just like I think I like the visual of that is just funny to me though. It's like Hugh Freeze in the bed and like
Justin Fields with a little Lowe's commercial immediately after being drafted by the Bears, getting that money
with Drew Brees.
Look at that bow tie. But yeah, if I was Caleb Farley, I'd be like, oh, I'm showing symptoms. I'm too sick right now. I don't want to have the camera crew here, and I would hang out with my family.
Yeah,
no,
like
they already said he was asymptomatic. I just come down with the
Exactly.
draft blues.
Can't you spread it though if you're asymptomatic? Not to get into a COVID discussion. We don't have to do that. I'm just saying. Isn't that possible?
I mean, that just kind of sucks for him. He was like a couple months ago, it was, oh yeah, first round, top 10 pick, and now he might slide out of first round entirely.
He was my cornerback one originally.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that.
It was him, then Horn, then Surtain for me.
Well, yeah, you were Farley was your number one, and then 2, you were always telling me that you were a big Horn dog, which I took that to mean that you were a big JC Horn was your number 2 corner guy. So
no, I meant that I like horn dogs on the stick.
Right. Okay.
The Coney Island horn dog.
Okay. Listen, sorry for checking that on there.
Taking here, I think it might take Phillips.
I would think this is my logical
That's a
side
good
of my
call,
brain.
Josh.
My
I think
logical,
leapfrogging Minnesota to get Phillips.
that would make a lot of sense. The only other thing I can think is that now we've got Slater gone. Now we've got Sewell gone, and they want to get that extra offensive line piece, whether it's Tucker or Elijah Vera Tucker or whether it's Darisaw. We've heard Darisaw is supposed to fall, so I don't think that's the case. So
if I was them, I would go Vera Tucker because he can play both tackle and guard, and they just need help across.
And
the
they
board.
have Captain already.
He didn't play well at tackle last year, though. He was. I think he's a guard. I do think he's a guard. Some of these other guys have a little more.
I think Tucker played really well at tackle.
I don't know. The reviews are mixed from what I saw and what I've seen on some other analysts' takes on.
How about you two debate it out? I want that right now. Skipping Shannon, go for it.
I think that his mirror skills are fantastic. I think as a run blocker, he was not as proficient on the outside in terms of the matchups with the more speedy edge types, with the more explosive edge types as he was inside. But I think overall his pass pro was strong. I think he let up 3 sacks, something like that, or 2 sacks, whatever. But I think he showed enough versatility where you're like, we're getting a player that can move around for sure. And at the same time, Josh makes a good point. They're leaping Minnesota. And I think Minnesota has been linked to Elijah Vera Tucker because Minnesota is the preeminent zone scheme team. But maybe they want A or Phillips because these edges, no edge has gone. How many defensive players we had now? 2?
Just the corners.
3.
Yeah. No,
2
3
corners and Parsons.
Parsons.
Right.
Okay. I do have a bet on the over for defensive players going. I think I was over 13.5. So that's not looking good.
Do you guys think that the Pats will pass on Mac Jones? I mean, I kind of predict that he'd fall to them at 15.
I don't think that Mac Jones is going to go into New England and win the starting job from Cam Newton. I don't think Bill Belichick has the patience for that, and I don't think he plans on coaching long enough for that to be the case as well. Oh no, they traded with the Vikings. Pardon me.
That's a good trade. That's a good trade for the Jets. They moved up 6 spots and gave up and only had to swap a third.
I think it was only 9 spots. Yeah. No, they got 2. Wait, so the Vikings got 2 third-round picks and gave a third-round pick?
No, it said they gave a third, but got a third, but gave back a 4th.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know exactly what picks they are in
So
the third or the
It said
fourth.
66. It said that they got 66 and 83.
We're watching a different. Yeah, I'm watching NFL. You're watching ESPN.
Yeah,
No,
we're
we're
watching
watching
NFL too.
We're on that.
There you go, Josh, my man. You got NFL's where it's at, man. I can't believe you
We're
guys
on
are watching
NFL right
ESPN.
now. We're on NFL.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, we changed it back.
All right. I'm sorry to offend you. Are you offended?
Oh, I'm sorry to offend you.
I'm insulted.
Listen.
Quite insulting. I'm insulted by it too, to be honest.
So me and my buddy are in a pool. Shout out Seth Vittori. We're in a pool for the first 15 picks. We all put in $15. I think it was 25 people. Me and him are tied for first. He wins if Darrisaw is the next pick. Apparently, they didn't take Darrisaw with this pick, I'm assuming.
Probably not, right?
No.
Yeah, let me in on some of that action next
Daniel
year.
Jeremiah is making a case for Elijah Vera Tucker right now. I got my TV on low, but I'm pretty sure I heard him
I'll get
say
mine.
Elijah Vera Tucker.
The Minnesota Vikings have traded the 14th pick to the New York Jets.
Jets have no pass rushers either.
Carl Lawson.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
There you go.
Elijah Vera Tucker, yeah.
That's interesting because Elijah Vera Tucker was linked to the Vikings this entire draft process, and they traded out away from him. And I think that's smart. I like Elijah Vera Tucker a lot. Is he a foundational core piece? No. Is he
32,
a
32 and an eighth inch arms? 32 and an eighth. That's pretty short.
That's a guard. He's a guard.
Yeah, he's a guard.
And I think he's best at guard. And I think in a pinch, he plays tackle, probably right tackle. And I think he probably does well there, especially over time. But, I don't know.
6'4", 308. I mean,
He had 6 games of Pac-12 competition in 2020. That's not, it's not a ton.
You got Becton on the other side,
Wow.
basically like the I wouldn't say the opposite physical profile, but he's just a freaking wall.
I took over 6.5 offensive linemen in the first round. So we're at 3 now. We've got there.
So you said 7?
7. So I'm not looking good, I don't think. I thought we'd get maybe 1. I thought we'd be at 4 by now.
So they traded a 2 and a 3 to get the move up to get him?
No, I saw they had to give up the third, but they got a 4th back. But I could be wrong. It just popped up real quick.
It's so hard to find.
Oh, they get 66 and 80 something. So that's 2/3,
66
right?
and 83 or 87. Pat's pick is in already. I'm going to the bathroom.
You think it's Jones? This is a big pick right here. What is Bill Belichick going to do? I think he's taking Phillips.
I think
that's player available. Yeah, I could see Phillips.
We'll see. Belichick.
Do you think because I don't know, man. I don't know if he would have loved a Mac Jones or a Trey Lance or.
I don't think so.
I feel like this kind of unless you want to truly channel what they were doing with Hernandez, Gronk in them back in the early 2010s, and have a Brady-esque guy in there. I feel like if they pick Matt Jones, it'd be kind of contrary to what they're trying to move towards.
Right.
With truly
because we've talked about here the physical comparisons, if nothing else, with Brady with Mac Jones. It's you're kind of just going back to that, and everything since Brady leaving has kind of felt like Belichick trying to move on from his ex a little bit and not worry about Brady. So I could see him not wanting to pick a guy like Mac. So it's interesting. And there are
a rebound.
Yeah, he does need.
I think he's got on defense. They spent a ton of money on slot receivers in free agency. Yeah,
they spent money. They got 2 expensive tight ends.
And 3 slot receivers.
Jonnu, Hunter Henry, all those other receivers. All right, here we go.
Let's see. I'm starting to pick up the pace a little bit. That's good.
Did you just piss that quick? Yeah. Damn, dude. Must be nice.
He's a Clydesdale.
He is. He is a Clydesdale. He's a thoroughbred, man.
I am Russian.
Not dragging.
Cody says Pat's draft room is poverty compared to the Ravens. That's because the Pats only trust 2 people in the entire organization.
It's true. They don't have
they're total Secret Service.
It's pretty easy not to give a shit.
The Ravens are also Secret Service.
Not like the
Training
Pats,
camp are
man.
so ridiculous.
That's another level.
Do you want to nuke those? No. Okay.
Who's this guy?
It's Donnie Cox.
Jalen Phillips.
There he is.
Mac Jones?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Saban.
I told you.
Yeah.
They didn't even have to trade up. All that talk about them possibly moving up to 8th to get a quarterback, then they stay put.
So that's Bill. So Belichick's, Belichick's saying, you know what? If I did it once, I can do it twice.
Look at Mac Jones strutting up there.
So this pick's going to make or break Belichick's legacy. In a way.
He's going
I don't
big
know
on
if
2010, 2011.
McCorkle.
My wife didn't believe me when I told her his first name is McCorkle. I said, "Guess what Mac is? Guess what Mac is short for?" She was like, "I don't know."
Mac Jones and Roger boys too.
Maybe the most fun fact of the entire draft.
All right, so I guess I won some money then, boys.
There you go.
There you go, Spenny. Good work.
Did you guys see the meme about Mac Jones looking like the Lego man?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
That was good.
So Mac Jones.
Everything is awesome.
All right, who's Zona's next, huh? Zona looking for the.
They're the best spot in the draft, in my opinion.
They had a hell of a draft last year. I thought
so too.
And then
Isaiah Simmons, it seemed like they overwhelmed him to start, and then they cut it back. Then he started to really transition late in the year.
Right.
They need front seven players, and they need a corner.
They need a corner bad. You think Newsome? But they're
I was thinking Newsome too, but
they're more press. I mean, they're a lot more man than zone.
Look at Derek Brown. Look at Derek Brown bussing.
Should he do a Bussick challenge?
No, he's too big for that. He can't. I never seen a big boy grill in the league.
Didn't Zona pick up a corner, or am I? Or I know they lost.
Well, they
Peterson.
Pat Peterson left, right?
They have
right. They picked somebody up there, no?
On the Bengals. Who used to play on the Bengals?
Kirkpatrick.
Jackson.
Yeah,
Kirkpatrick.
They also have Byron Murphy. Then
He hasn't been. Great.
He was supposed to be good.
He's a fine nickel. He's a fine nickel.
That's what I call you all the time.
He's
fine
an average nickel.
2 nickels, you have a dime, right?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. It's just like this podcast. 2 nickels and a 10 out of 10. Better than some of our pods.
Mac Jones is like a more human version of Zach Wilson.
That's a good comparison.
Like just face wise, it's like if Zach Wilson didn't look like a China doll.
Zach Wilson is like the.
He looks like an elf. He looks like an elf to him.
Yes, Keebler.
Mac Jones is from like the Zach Wilson is. Yeah, what's going on there?
His baby is in bars.
His ABC toy. I just slid it away from me, so go play with it over there.
No, let him learn.
No, he's got to learn that shit if he's going to get drafted someday, man.
He's got to be able to swim the Corkle.
And the Wonderlick test.
Yeah, exactly.
Get him ready for
We
that.
were talking about this earlier.
We haven't heard about the Wonderlick test, I feel like, in 2 years either. It feels like that's done.
Listen, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Colin Cowherd loves to bring it up on his show like, all the time.
All right, so we're still 11 picks out. It's 10-18. We are not setting a firesome pace here, boys.
Tevin Jenkins, slide, baby, slide. So here's the question, Josh, and I have a son too. I was asking my buddy this earlier. When Panay got picked in Detroit, is there any team that you would least rather have your son picked by than the Detroit Lions? For if you combine city and team, I think they have to be number one.
Oh, would I want my son living in Detroit playing for the Lions? Absolutely not. Is there any team worse? I don't know. I don't know what the state of this country is going to be in 20 years.
Like the Jets suck, but he could live in New York.
There's not that many bad ones with the way the internet is developed. It's like, and like all at night, how many bad cities are there for the NFL?
Minneapolis,
I wouldn't
shit show.
It's a nice
city.
City,
play for the Lions just because like they have like perpetually sucked at like everything.
Yeah, the Lions are tough. That's maybe the one that I would think of. But Cleveland,
I heard that their franchise is cursed.
It is cursed.
Like didn't like the quarterback or somebody who they let go like back in like the 60s or whatever said that they're never going to win something because they let me go, and I'm pretty sure he was a witch or a warlock.
Well, they had Don Shula as their defensive coordinator. He went to Baltimore with the Colts.
Elijah Moore.
Elijah Molden right here.
I think that's Elijah Moore card pick.
Moore, he said, not Molden.
They've taken like 2 or 3 receivers in like I feel like the past like 3 drafts. Like they just
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Some other teams value the position.
Bingo, Jake! You took the words out of my mouth.
Ravens love corners. They love
Zaven
Collins. Him and Isaiah are going to make an interesting pair, man.
I feel like Peter Schrager or somebody mocked him to them today.
Peter Schrager was hearing that Zaven Collins is going to be going to Cardinals.
Peter Schrager with Nugget.
As you guys love Peter Schrager so much, so
he's a guy.
They love those positionless defenders in Arizona. I mean, like dating back to Hassan Reddick and them, just like, hey, you play every position on front 7, we'll take you.
Oh yeah, they've been on the since Tony Jefferson was playing Will for them. You know, just 8 years ago or whatever.
Tony Jefferson
Buchanan
off Flacco.
Yep.
Yeah, to win a game.
Yeah, that was brutal. I was watching that at
the one at the Crockett Gilmore, right? He was like throwing it up to Crockett Gilmore.
Flacco converted like a 22-yard 2-point conversion to Nick Boyle as a rookie.
I'm pretty shocked that we haven't seen an edge go yet. This is starting to get pretty crazy.
I think Miami might take one at 18.
That's what I'm thinking, Josh.
Yeah, these health concerns might be a little more.
So Zaven Collins is a really good fit. They have Jordan Hicks, they have DeAndre Campbell, and they have obviously Isaiah Simmons there. So I think Devondre Campbell, they like to use him to match up really well, where he goes in man coverage in the slot or out wide against the running back or the tight end. Hicks, I think, is a very solid 3-down linebacker, and then Simmons is going to be that wild card. Now you've got another one in Collins that can really be utilized immediately in dime defense and special circumstances and base defense, and gives you a little bit more thump than Hicks or Simmons or
I gotta go change a dirty diaper, so I'll be right back. He just took a fat load in his pants, so
love to hear it. But Collins interesting. I thought Elijah Moore would be a realistic one. I thought Darisaw would make sense there.
Darisaw sliding.
A lot of people were talking. He's starting to. A lot of people were talking. Oakland could make sense there. They had that entire offensive line, debacle this offseason. A lot of people were talking Harris or ETN for Arizona as well.
In the first round?
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
I can't.
What the hell are the Raiders going to do?
Let's see who's out there.
I
can see the Raiders taking Farley. A couple years ago, they took Maurice Hurst.
Who's the most violent player that is not technically sound?
Rousseau.
I could see that.
I could see Mayock loving that.
I think it's Pay or Phillips.
Yeah, I could see that.
But then again, I mean, people are
still have
Farrell lately. Farrell had a strong year last year. They have Crosby, who I think is a little bit more dynamic as a pass rusher than maybe a run defender. But they need secondary help. They need offensive line. I don't know. Can we see is there any possibility for Landon Dickerson here, or Creed Humphrey? Feels like no.
Here's a question: how come everything's like BPA? Where's you on your board? How high do you have him rated? But then when it's like a center, it's like, well, he might be the 50th best player, but he's going to be a 10-year center, so just take him. What's up with that?
I don't know. I think center is probably the third most important position on the offensive line too.
I agree with that.
I think that's a media thing where it's just like, oh, well, like you just plug a guy in here. And
there also haven't been good center classes as long as I've been at Baltimore Beatdown.
There's been a couple, man. Jenkins, McCoy,
Caesar
Ruiz.
Ruiz.
So we got 3 solid ones. I think McCoy is my favorite of the last 3 years by far. Jenkins, I don't think is playing center, but
No, he's not.
Could,
but he
probably could.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. But other than that, I don't feel like it's been very deep. Weird overall.
I just don't understand the narrative of everything has to be BPA. If this offensive tackle is 40th on your board, how dare you take him at 25? But if the center's 40th, he's a center,
Voss,
so you got to do it.
Let me tell you a little story about Jonathan Ogden and Lawrence Phillips. Have you heard this story? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right.
Where did Ogden play his first season? What position?
Left guard.
Yeah. He wasn't wearing Gucci at the Pro Bowl.
Listen,
complaining that he wanted to play left tackle.
We like that. We like that a lot.
So I got the text. Hey, Spencer, so you tied the draft pool with my other friend. Do you want to go for the tiebreaker for the full 280, or do you want to split it?
Let it ride, baby. Let it ride.
All right, I'm back.
Let it ride.
Yeah, stick with
gotta
it.
let it ride.
Uncut
Come
gems.
on.
Fucking, this is how I win.
This is how I end up in a trunk with the junk.
Oh, no.
Not
Hey,
Kevin
the Raiders.
Garnett.
Hey, KG. Yeah, why don't we make this bet here? Hey, KG. That's an interesting movie.
And we'll do it live. We'll do whatever it is live. I think the tiebreaker was actually, excuse me, I think the tiebreaker might have been first round receivers taken, and we already said that. And I picked 5.
And how many did the other guy pick?
Shape. We got 3.
How many did the other guy take?
I'm not sure.
Did they already announce the Raiders pick where you guys are at? I'm a little behind.
No.
Okay. I bet it's going to be somebody from that played in the national championship within the last 2 years.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Dickerson.
You think so?
They just shipped
Might be
off their
Barber.
entire offensive line.
You never know with Mayock, dude.
I think it's Dickerson.
You mean Gruden?
Both of them.
I mean,
I'll
I
tell you what,
Mayock's
Reed. I really
listed
like
out.
some of these guys here on the board, man.
Leatherwood. Damn. You called her playing the national championship game, that's for sure.
Wait, who they pick?
Wow.
Leatherwood.
I'm like reaching every year.
That's good for my class. That's good for my class.
You know, that's good because I didn't want the Ravens to take him at 31. So yeah, let's go. Raiders reach every year.
That's reach.
So do you move up for
They
Darisaw
reach,
here?
we teach. I mean, that's a tough scene, man.
Golly.
I think you have to think about moving up for Darisaw at this point, no?
I don't know. I think you let it ride for
Couple more
Jenkins
picks.
and Darisaw. I think
You can bet on them.
I think you play Lady Luck.
But you have Tennessee and Pitt coming up, and they're not going to want to trade with you.
But I'm saying a couple more picks. See, out of all these teams, I think the most likely to trade down is Miami, though.
And they're up now.
They love picks, man. And then they had the Giants.
Miami's going to have a haul. Trust me, Miami's going to have a haul at the end of this draft. They have a somewhat unique. They're in the Ravens, Patriots, them defensive scheme. That is a lot of cover zero. That is a lot of man principle. That is a lot of virtual edge rusher stuff. So I think they have a little bit different board than everyone, like the Ravens and the Patriots might from year to year. So I think they're going to have a haul. Good for Alex Leatherwood, man. Good for him. I hope that he ends up being able to get those punches right, get those strikes right, and be the player that he's supposed to be. I like him a lot. He seems like a really hard worker. And that was the Raiders' plan. They were going to take whatever offensive lineman was there, whatever tackle was there between Jenkins or Leatherwood, probably, it feels like.
I just feel like they were the only team that would take Leatherwood in the top 20.
Josh, you made an amazing point right before. Whoever
Right.
played in that championship, they have they value pedigree.
That's Mayock all the way. Like, he loves that shit. Like, he's, Cleveland Farrell first pick. Like, that's what he likes.
I loved that pick. And
I did too. I like it. Everyone was saying reach at the time. Maybe it's like a little bit of a reach, but they have their guys and they just get them and they don't apologize for it. And I kind of like
the
that.
funny thing is, though, is that what Nelson Aguilar at the end of when the Raiders should hit the fan was saying this team is soft in the locker room. If you guys remember that whole report,
yeah.
And it's like, well, I thought they were building a program that wasn't. So
Yeah,
this time last year, Leatherwood was a top 20 pick.
Especially
And
with
it came full circle. So I think teams want that safety that safety net this year with everything else going on. No combine, opt outs, pandemic, canceled seasons, all that. It's at least what it seems like so far to me.
Wow. So I texted this kid back. It was actually like my friend's buddy. And I said, my response was, let's let it ride. And he said, oh, so you want half? No, I want to let it ride. Have you been to a casino?
Obviously not.
You think this is where the first running back comes off the board?
Ridiculous.
I hope so.
No.
I hope there's a run on running backs right now.
He
Like
said
6 in a
dealers.
row.
So apparently the other kid that I'm tied with said, dealer's choice. Do you have a tiebreaker in mind?
Arm length. Measure your arm length.
Whoever's longer, whoever's stronger, and whoever's got to get the friction on her. What if I just measure back? What if I just text him back inches?
Go for it. Is there a way to respond to these comments or no?
Just throw them out there, brother.
Yeah,
If you
just
see
talk-
one,
just start talking.
just say it.
Would you take 2 pass rushers in the first if Phillips and Pay are both
There he
falling
goes.
off?
Yes.
Jalen
Yeah. I'm
Jalen
honestly
Phillips is gone.
there. He is. So he's gone. I'm on the TNT. I like TNT. TNT.
Oh no,
Not
Gregor
necessarily
Rousseau
first.
still on the board.
No, I want TNT, man. Tryon and Turner, and not necessarily in the first or one in the second, but I would
You
take
just
2.
want both those guys. I think that's a dynamic
TNT
future salmon rush edge.
TNT is dynamite, man. Right?
Somebody should make a song about that.
You sandbagger. You sandbagging son of a bitch.
You know that was good.
Jalen Phillips, I've said it before, I'll say it again. One of my more ridiculous comps, I think, is Joey Bosa.
No, that's a good
Side
comp.
scissors. It's the side scissors. It's the 2-hand swipe. It's the ability to go around, through, or inside. I think it's that he can be a better run defender than he currently is because he wants to be a pass rusher. He's a pedigree player, and I think that refinement comes in the NFL as a run player. It's a pursuit in the open field that is very strong and perfect combination of everything. Yeah, and Jay commented.
No.
Oh.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick for the Finns, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
They have a nice looking defense, man. I think they're an up
They
and
get
comer.
Waddle and Jalen Phillips. They got literally the number one. They got like the 2 best players in the country from a couple of years ago.
Yeah. That's
Those are dynamic athletes.
I think they're like a wild card lock. Even if
Yeah.
Tua doesn't take a step, they're a wild card lock. They're a very solid up and coming team.
Washington.
What does their quarterback situation look like other than Tua, or is it really just him? Because they
Just
had,
him.
yeah, I mean they had Fitz there, and that kept him frisky.
They
for a while.
they had a bunch of first round picks next year. I mean,
No, they'll be
I
competitive.
think you give Tua one more year, and
Yeah,
then
you do.
and then if he plays well, then you got a
Oh,
bunch
man.
of picks next year to put around him. If he doesn't, then you take a quarterback next year. Either way, they're. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the Patriots are number 3 in that division. I don't see them coming up. I don't think Mac Jones moving the needle or all those
Well, Mac Jones
slot
isn't
wide
starting.
receivers. they
Mac
signed.
Jones is not starting day one. I promise.
I don't think he will either. But I just,
Yeah, I'm starting to get antsy.
if you need a quarterback to throw more
I
yards
saw
down the field,
BAL on the board, and here's my thoughts for Baltimore right
Starting
now.
to get a little antsy.
Elijah Moore, if he doesn't go to the Titans or the Vikings, I think he's very much in play at 27.
over Bateman.
What about the Prince who was promised?
Ooh, let's hear that answer. Yeah, let's hear that, Spenny. Over Bateman. That's a question and a half right there.
He's gonna go to fucking Washington right now.
Bateman? No way. No way.
I can just feel it.
Offensive line, Newsome, or they need something else. They got
Jenkins
Curtis
coming off the
Samuel.
board soon.
They got Curtis Samuel. They have picks in this draft to go get another receiver. When you have Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel already, if you want to go that way, I get it. But I think you want to shore up that offensive line with a Darisaw. I think you want to
So I predicted a trade up to
Jamin Davis.
I predicted a trade up to the Colts at 21 to get Bateman for the Ravens. I feel like you're going to need to do that because you got Tennessee right there, you got Minnesota right there, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville.
Man, I don't think Bateman's going to go like that.
He might not. You might be right. You might be right, but
I think if he makes it past Tennessee, he's going to be a Raven.
It's just not worth the gamble. It's not worth the gamble. Gamble again, and just lose again, and talk about, oh, we did this, and then talk about how you're fucking insulted. Like, just go for it, and like,
Quite insulting.
just go.
I'm insulted by it too, to be honest.
Just do it. Have fun.
But this is the thing. You're talking about a gamble, but I don't think it's a gamble because I think that Tennessee prefers an Elijah Moore. If you want Bateman, let's talk about team by team. Okay. The Giants are not taking Bateman. I assure you of that.
Well, yeah, I agree there.
They need a Jamin Davis. They need a Trevon. What's their safety? So they have Jabril Peppers, and who's their other safety?
McKinney.
Right, they're good there. Okay, so let's keep moving. Wide receiver wise, they got Galladay. They can get receivers later. They have Saquon. I would think offensive line.
Slayton, they're literally Slayton Shepard. They're in good shape at receiver.
Yeah, I don't think Bateman's an issue there. Indianapolis. Tackle. Jenkins, Eichenberg, Darisaw, done deal. Yeah,
I think Indy would be Darisaw because they need a left tackle.
I'm calling Newsome to the WFT. That's my call.
That would be a good pick for them because they got
William Jackson, yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have two capable corners. And they have Fuller too. So all of a sudden you have three capable corners, and that might be a good team building process.
Could be.
I mean, that's the Ravens' way. As far as I'm concerned, the best thing, DeCosta's best strategy that he's come up with is load up on corners. That's the way to go.
You having fun? I saw it. You having fun? Jake's having fun with a Nicki Minaj fan here.
Anyone got gum? My man's breath smells like tuna.
I actually ate tuna earlier today. I had a tuna fish
sandwich
too.
Actually, no, I had egg salad. Never mind, egg salad. Same thing.
I'm just tuna on draft day. I'm disappointed, but I'm disappointed. Or egg salad and tuna on draft day. You guys need some protein on draft day. I guess tuna's got a lot of protein. My bad.
My wife made me lunch.
Apparently, his breath just smells like tuna because
hate that putty.
We were out of regular sandwich bread, so she put it in between two hamburger buns, and I had that's what I had for lunch.
Ooh. Potato rolls.
Yeah,
it was potato rolls.
No, it's probably sesame seed.
No, they were just two regular.
Jamin Davis.
Great value.
That's great for the Ravens.
My buddy Ray is going to be so mad. My buddy Ray, I went to school with him. He's grew up in DC, he lives in LA now, Persian guy, and he was all about Parsons. And he was like, I was like, dude, you're sweating Parsons way too much. He's an inside linebacker. And then Parsons went, and now they took Davis. So I guess he'll be happy.
Davis is a good processor, man. I think he has better coverage skill than Parsons. I think that he tested really well also. I don't hate that at all. I think that you would like Jamin Davis in last year's draft. If the Ravens had no linebackers, I think you would like Davis over Queen.
Yeah, I think so. And that's the whole question. Would have Queen have really been a top 10 pick if he went back to school? I'm not quite so sure. With Sheldon opting out,
I think he would have fucked some stuff up.
I don't know. We'll never know. But I'll take the under on that one.
Patrick Queen, if you're listening, I don't hate you. I know
he doesn't have the length, but I think he's got the explosiveness. I think he's got the want too. He seems to be a freak in the weight room. He seems to be a little bit of everything. We'll see what happens with Patty Queen. He's got big shoes to fill.
I'm hopeful.
I think he's going to have a big year too. I really do.
I think he's going to have a big year 3.
I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be Devin White, take the Devin White leap, but I think he could take a Devin White leap-esque, Devin White-esque leap in year 2.
They're not dissimilar players. They're not dissimilar players. I think
how about Devin
is
Bush?
More of a square build that hits through things more than Patrick Queen. But I think the explosive blitzing ability, I think the chase ability, that pursuit, and some of the playmaking is there for sure.
I just think that having actual off season where he gets like individual coaching and actual off season program will do wonders for him. Like especially now that they got Rob Ryan and those guys.
But is that going to be this year or next year? It seems like
I feel like
year.
this year would.
But they're all like opting out or whatever. They don't want to practice.
That was a voluntary workout. I think that's as far as like on the field stuff. Like right now,
OTAs are for rookies. Damn, dude. I think for rookies and for
I don't know, man. Harbs likes his second year guys at OTAs too. For the record.
Yeah,
I feel like this year's
second want to miss practice.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's talk about maybe
second year guys need OTAs because they didn't have them last year.
Harbs was his 15-year vets at OTAs.
What do you think Cliff Kingsbury's doing at OTAs?
That was just a really tremendous practice out there today. You guys really gave it all. Now let's all gather together for a quick prayer.
All right, let's all watch Crazy Stupid Love featuring me.
Cliff is off the planet.
All right, how many we got? 1, 2,
Gettleman's got to be taking
six picks, man.
That's a
6 picks. The board's starting to fall into place.
Gettleman's got to be taking pay.
What do you think? Like Barmore is like a dark horse pick for him because they lost Tomlinson.
No, I could see. Well, no, because he took the Dexter Lawrence. Like,
yeah, but like
EJ Hill, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams.
I think that's a good. I think that's a good call, Josh.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's a really good call. They love the trenches.
I think it's going to be Kwity Paye. And I'm shocked Kwity Paye is available in the 20s. Maybe I just suck at evaluating edges. I thought Brian Burns was not going to be a 3-down player anytime soon. I thought that Jalen Ferguson was not going to – I thought Jalen Ferguson was going to be the real deal, a top 50 type player, capable of making an impact pretty quickly. And maybe I just don't know edges as well as I think I do. But I love Kwity Paye, and I think it's crazy he's in the 20s. And the Draft Network had him in the 20s. I think PFF had him in the 20s. When you're doing mock drafts and doing all that monkey business, all that kind of stuff. And I'm a little bit floored. Tennessee, if he makes it past Tennessee and Minnesota, no way.
I don't think he makes it past Minnesota.
Indy, Tennessee, Minnesota, and Pittsburgh pass on him. That would be insane.
Yeah, I don't think they love Alex Highsmith as much as some of their fans think that they do.
Well, you like Alex Highsmith, but you probably rather have 3 guys that can do the job.
Mm-hmm.
Vaz, you got an opinion. Say it.
No, I'm just wondering here now if Barmore falls and falls and falls and he's sitting there, do you take him or do you say, why didn't anybody else take him?
So I saw it was someone that I like, and they said if Barmore doesn't go to Baltimore, he's not going in the top 50.
Well, then why would Baltimore?
Which is like, why would
take him? That doesn't make sense.
That's just so fucked up.
I think he was saying that's a litmus test of if Baltimore doesn't take Barmore, other teams aren't going to want to take Barmore. More so than like
all right. Well,
the
what about
evaluation aspect itself?
I mean,
I feel like if Ozzy was still the GM, you could lock that shit in. But
I mean, Saban and Belichick are boys. You know.
Yeah,
even
but he's
better than Ozzy.
He took a quarterback. That's different.
No, I understand that. Of course, I'm just saying it's not like Baltimore's the only team that has an ear aligned to Bama. You know what I mean?
But of all teams, they're one of the heaviest.
It's like
Ozzy,
Patriots Ravens. It's like a toss up.
Yeah, Ozzy is like their ambassador, basically.
They still have a good relationship. I mean,
there was rumors about Ozzy being their AD.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we get a comp pick for that?
I hope so.
Probably.
I hope so.
When the pick is in, we shall see.
I would love to get a comp pick if Ozzy goes to Bama to be their AD.
So what do we got? We got offensive line. Gettleman takes offensive linemen like that, right?
He does, yeah. He took Andrew Thomas last year unexpectedly a little bit.
Humphrey Dickerson, Paye.
I think Jenkins is coming off the board soon. I hope I'm wrong.
Tevin Jenkins, you're saying?
Jenkins.
Maybe not here, but within the next 2-3 picks.
Oh, Indianapolis?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think Jenkins might go to the Titans. I just don't know.
I don't think Jenkins is making it based on where we're at right now. Yeah.
No.
I'm praying for the Steelers to take a running back.
That would
make my night.
This board is not terrible.
That would make my night for you, which would then in turn make my night.
If the Steelers take a running back, the Ravens can pick whoever they want. I don't care. Just take a running back.
All right, Goodell.
Please.
Put your freaking sneakers on. Walk a little faster. We're tired of your Cole Haans, of your Ferragamos, whatever you got on. Come on, speed it the freak up.
He's wearing his Allbirds. Just
Oh, I just got the text from our old buddy Yitzy, our old editor, and it's a guy that I didn't want to the Ravens, so I like this pick.
Rousseau.
No, a different one. Probably
Gary.
the other guy. You got it, Jake. Yes, sir.
Ahead of Bateman, ahead of Moore. Peter Schrager called it. The guy with the face called it.
There you go. Listen, not all his info is bad.
That's a good fit between having a Sterling Shepard type, a Darius Slayton type, a Kenny Galladay type.
Okay, Eric, they're wrong on receivers. Here we go.
Can you pry Sterling Shepard for a 4th-round pick?
You should be. I've been talking about.
I think that's a call worth making.
Fucking years.
I think that's a call worth making. They took him in the second, if I remember correctly.
They did, yeah. They did. Yep, he was early second. Like
Gettleman got Tony. That's wild.
The Oklahoma pipeline, Sterling Shepard. I think that's a call worth making for a 4th.
Kadarius Toney.
I like that.
He falls forward every time, man.
He does.
He doesn't drop the ball. He falls forward he dropped the ball at Senior Bowl.
He's a banshee.
He is a banshee. Curtis Samuel, if he was from Alabama.
Yeah, that's a good count.
Let's go, Kadarius.
Is he wearing an
Be right back.
Palpatine? Ooh, thank you for drafting me. Let the hate flow through you. All right, there's another receiver.
I wonder what this
That
means
was
for
the first
Darius
time
Slayton.
we've gotten. I hate when people get there used to be the Matt Miller stream, and Matt Miller would announce the pick 30 seconds before it was announced.
Yeah, well,
I hate that stuff. I like to watch it on TV.
No, me too.
I don't need that 30 seconds.
Well, and insiders would do that. I think the NFL has clamped down because
we got
guys don't do that anymore.
Jenkins, Arizona, Moore.
I think the Indy would go Darrisaw here because he's a more natural left tackle. I know.
Yes.
I think I think Jenkins has some. He definitely can play left tackle, but I think he's just more suited on the right side. But I feel like a guy like
That's his
Darrisaw.
experience. Plus, that was the rumor was the teams were viewing him as a right tackle, and lo and behold, that's why it makes sense for the Ravens because there's not going to be any drama there. And I like that a lot, Josh. I like that a lot. If he makes it through, Jenkins needs to get past Pittsburgh. Jenkins needs to get past all those folks. Aguilari, wild card here through these couple picks with Tennessee, with
Minnesota,
with Indy. Aguilari, I think, is a little. This is the thing with Aguilari. He is just not functionally strong enough in his pass rush or his weight. And it's I wouldn't question the weight if I saw him able – I've seen when tackles get this grip on him inside and he gets the wrist position trying to lift, and he just can't lift ever off. And that concerns me. Minnesota, it feels likes a little bit stronger, a little bit freakier, deakier all the way. The 250, 260, 270 range, 260 ideally, where they have the strength, all that stuff. So –
like a Quiddy Pay.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, like Quiddy Pay. I can definitely see him.
This is why I love you, Josh. This is why I love you. Yes, exactly.
I don't know, man. I'm still so confident the Ravens are going to trade back. That I don't know if you guys saw in the dashboard, but I already queued up Ravens trade 31st pick to blankety blank.
Josh, I queued up Bateman. I'm supposed to do the why they picked him, and I queued up Bateman.
Don't you fucking do it?
I queued him up. I Anquan boldened him up.
I'm confident that if Tennessee does go receiver, that they take more over Bateman. I think they go back
AJ
to
Brown wants him bad.
Yeah, go back to that Ole Miss well.
Plus, that's the yin and the yang a little bit more so than Corey Davis and AJ Brown. They also lost Adam Humphries. That provides that kind of juice. I don't think that Elijah Moore is a strictly limited player as a slot. I think that he's a vertical player as well, more so than a Cole Beasley or whoever you want to call the preeminent slot in the NFL right now. But that is a good yin and yang with A.J. Brown, and that's good vibes. But Tennessee's defense
Who was that kid that they drafted out of UMass a couple years ago, too?
No, go.
Tajay Short, that was his name. He was pretty good
He went
for a
to
little bit.
UMass?
Yeah, I think so. And he was pretty good for a little bit, and he filled that role. Then with Humphreys, and then
Humphreys just had concussion issues and then couldn't hang.
it's just kind of a bad signing to begin with.
He's in Washington now.
I got what they were going for, but
Washington signed Humphreys.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the receiver was totally out of the question. Okay, they have a solid 3, and plus they've got there's a big boy on the outside that made a couple.
Gandy Golden.
Who?
They got Antonio Gandy Golden last year in the draft.
No. The one who actually played.
Sims. Yes. They got 2 Sims.
I actually watched
Cam
him
Sims
catch a
and
touchdown in
Steve Sims.
in that game we were at a couple years in the preseason game. He
And-
called a touchdown.
And also
that
they
ends up-
have Antonio Gandy Golden, and they have Kelvin Harmon.
Oh yeah. Kevin Harmon was like, wasn't he
People forget
projected
about
position
Kelvin
to go like the first round? And
Kelvin Harmon was the 2019 Geno Stone.
for sure.
He was the
I don't
player
know.
that slid, and
That's-
everybody was like, "Why does this guy slide so far?" And then he's had a weird start to his career.
That's generous to Gino. Maybe.
Voss is a big Geno Stone guy.
Kelvin hasn't played. Kelvin played 3
Did he
games.
he didn't get released and then re-signed though?
I
Yes.
had high hopes for Geno Stone. I let everybody else talk me into Geno Stone, like, oh yeah, we got to steal because so and so said so. When I watched him, I was like, okay, he's straight.
Yeah, he was solid. I liked Geno Stone a lot. I thought he was capable of being a nice depth rookie and then making some plays in coverage, getting some picks. But apparently the Ravens didn't care for him.
Yeah.
So I'm wrong again.
Yeah. So I don't know. Josh is expecting his second any day now, and his wife was courteous enough to wait until after at least until after day 1 of the draft. That's a keeper right there.
I know she's the best.
Listen, that's a road that I am not ready to go down yet. So I commend you for going down it, and I commend Voss for having already gone down it. You guys are brave men.
We settled on a 145 split for the first 15 pick bet.
If I knew then what I know now, you know.
No, a young boy is a premium position.
Did they announce Indy's pick where you guys are at yet? Or
This has to be Darasol, right?
right, it has to be.
I can't believe you fell in their laps like that.
It'll be a Ballard move to just grab a guy.
They're talking about they're going to be stuck with Eichenberg or something, and then they get the 3rd tackle in the draft. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. What do you guys think about Indy? Are you scared? Are they a contender? Are they somebody?
I don't know.
Makes some playoffs?
I'm not a fan of Carson Wentz can channel in his 2017 form. My whole thing is like if this dude can just stay upright and not be goofy behind the line of scrimmage, they can do some damage.
But they have a good O-line, right? So he played well in Philly that one year when they had a great O-line. And if Indy takes
Jonathan Taylor, Naeem Hines.
The defense needs another couple playmakers, I think. Their defense is
Wow. There we go.
There you go. A defensive playmaker.
Who'd they take?
Witty Pat.
I hate the Frank Clark comparison. I hate that. I don't think that's accurate at all. But
yeah, they lost Autry and Houston, so
yeah. Who else do they have? They have
well, I think they're going to get Houston back. I think Houston.
Al Muhammad or whatever that dude's name is on the D line.
They obviously have DeForest Buckner.
They got, all I know is Buckner off the top of my head. Buckner and then Grover. But he's a D tackle.
It's just a lot of guys. It's just a lot of system guys on the defense.
They have a pretty standard.
Good for Quiddy though, man.
Yeah, Quiddy's amazing. I know everything about Quiddy. Sad to see him go. But there you are. That gets us into the territory that we believed it would be for Baltimore, which is Jalen Phillips is off the board, Quiddy Pay is off the board, and then you have the rest of the edges. And unless Ojulari goes off the board to Tennessee or Minnesota, it feels like that's the case.
Right at the beginning.
I could see Ojulari going to Tennessee. I think that's a pretty good fit.
I think he fits their draft pick MO.
Yeah.
Not face like every other parking spot.
I just really don't know.
Unless we
Don't
see
want Greg.
Jenkins to Tennessee, Ojulari to Tennessee, Elijah Moore to Tennessee. They have pretty good options.
Yeah.
I hope that Tennessee is spooked from taking a right tackle in the first round last year and just don't take one again this year, and then we can get Jenkins.
I don't know. They admitted fault and got him the hell out of there. I think that might be them admitting like Wilson was a player that got mocked at the very last second into the first round and was like a late riser through the media and whatever. And maybe they were just like, that was an aberration and let's go get Jenkins. And then we got Taylor Lewan coming back and we feel a lot better. I think they're going to be way less competitive without Arthur Smith. Straight up. I think they're going to be way less competitive without Arthur Smith.
It's interesting. I mean, it's an interesting test based on Tannehill too. I mean, I just like
unless you had an Arthur Smith disciple, like I just don't see them having that same level of success without him that they had with him.
Right. Well, we're getting up in there, boys. We're getting up in there.
I'm
and
starting
it's basically all AFC teams in Minnesota. So
I feel like the Falcons are going to have. I mean, they have a nasty offense every year, but I feel like
this is handsome Southern-looking son of a gun up here.
I know who this is. I can't put a name to the face though.
But I think Kwity Paye plays a full season last year, and it's a different story. I think it's an absolutely different story.
All right, so Minnesota has to go there, so right?
Unless Darisaw is just falling, man. Not good for my offensive line bet. Not doing well right now.
And then
unless we get two in the next 3 or something like that.
And then
Pittsburgh's gotta take Tevin Jenkins, right?
I hope not. But
they have to take Tevin Jenkins.
Jacksonville's not taking a tackle. Cleveland's not taking a tackle. Cleveland's loaded on the offensive line. Cleveland. How about Ojulari to Cleveland? I think that kind of makes a little bit of sense.
I think Ojulari is going in the second round.
Yeah,
with all the shit that came out, like
the
this
degenerative
past week,
leg thing, people, I was getting shit on the freaking Baltimore Beats on Instagram by some other Ravens account in the comments saying, "Oh yeah, he tore his ACL 3 years ago. That means he has a degenerative leg." And I was like, "I'm saying that because a credible reporter said it. Peter Schrager said it. Tony Pauline said it, and Daniel Jeremiah all said it. There was a degenerative leg thing at the combine. People were a little bit worried about." And Tennessee's probably not touching that because they just got Jadeveon Clowney off the books.
Barmore games, nada. Who? Barmore, Morig, or Merig? I always mispronounce his name. I think it's pronounced Merig. Merig.
I think it's Trevon too.
Wow. Not Trayvon.
Or no, I think it's Trayvon. Trayvon Merrick. I think that's proper pronunciation. If I'm not
you
mistaken.
guys think that Minnesota will take Gregory from Miami?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
I
could.
So.
Yeah, I could
I
like
something
like that.
Hopefully, it's Holy Week for the Greeks right now, and I'm praying for
Yeah,
them.
you better be fucking praying over there. And say that one.
You better be. Tonight is the night that Jesus died in my church. So
I'm a big JC guy. So
listen, we got Voodoo Joe Flacco here. Don't worry, Boz. I've got you safe.
Especially when
Voodoo Joe. This is from the streets in New Orleans during Super Bowl.
There we go. Streets in New Orleans. Been there many times. Good streets right there.
I bet you have.
I've still yet.
No, my wife went to Tulane. I've been.
I forget about that.
More than
Yeah,
anything.
I do forget that.
Tulane's
Man,
where
I
I've
still have to get down there.
Dude, we need to go.
That's my Mecca.
Feed
Let's do
some
it.
alligators some marshmallows. We'll do a little.
That's my homeland. So
That's it. No safeties yet. Still got a couple corners. I'm kind of surprised Newsom hasn't gone. Am I off base there?
I feel like I like Newsom a lot. I'm cool with him. I think Stokes is a better corner than him. Maybe.
It's a good one. I like that.
Maybe.
I like that take.
But I think that Newsom got a little hyped up in the media, but I don't see him falling out of the top 40. Newsom also has some injury issues. Newsom also has some 6 games of production, and I think he's a little bit of an uncertainty. I like Stokes. I think Stokes is around
He's a little stiff. That's the only thing with Stokes.
I can see that too. A lot of people like Tyson Campbell. They say he doesn't play the ball well. Yada yada yada.
That's not. I'm down on Campbell. When Josh and I did our love-hate thing, we did our love-hate series. Campbell was my hate corner, and you know me. I like high upside players from Florida. That's for sure.
What did Garnett miss? He's just getting off his second job.
Yeah, I was talking to him earlier.
It's our guy.
What did he miss? Not too much.
I went
Garnett's
7 for 7. Payne Phillips off the board. I'm bragging. Pick is in. Offense or defense? That's my question for Tennessee.
He says Farley. Is that going to be the pick? Is he spoiling it?
Farley makes sense. Farley makes sense. But I just don't think. I don't know. I'm a fart in the wind to the rumors and the injury stuff. So
Butler ended up in Zona, didn't he? Malcolm Butler.
Yes.
Lamar's favorite cornerback.
Yeah, he's his guy. Fuck Malcolm Butler.
I love Nashville so much.
Little B word.
I've never met a Titans fan in Nashville. I've been there twice. I've never met an actual Titans fan.
Yes,
then again,
they're all Ravens fans over there?
No, it was all like people that I was on Broadway most of the time. It was all people that weren't from around there.
Do you guys think there's a chance that Caleb Farley falls out of the first round like altogether? Or
yeah.
With
back surgery is no joke. Back surgery is no joke.
Back surgeries are with an opt out is like the ultimate combination.
Guys,
that
really
was good.
Rush that, Roger.
Good L. That was good.
Will Pino. This outcome is great so far. Don't jinx it.
That's awesome for the Baltimore.
That is awesome.
Farley.
Will, don't jinx it. There's 5 more picks. It looks good, and then there's a run of all the
I
guys
love that
you
for
want
them.
sometimes.
If they're comfortable with his medicals, that could be the biggest home run in the entire first round. That is not a quarterback, to be honest. But
here's a guy. I love that.
Here's a guy.
Bobby Taylor comparison.
That's wild, man.
I like that.
That's wild.
I like that a lot. That could be a home run for them, but guess what? That's another cornerback down. The Steelers need a cornerback. The Jaguars need a cornerback. The Vikings don't need a cornerback. So I think we see one more corner and Jenkins in the next 3
I
picks.
feel really good that the Ravens might have their pick of Jenkins or Bateman at the way the board is falling.
Bateman's going to be there. I promise. Bateman will be there.
5 picks.
They're going to pass on Bateman. They are. They're going to take a different player and they're going to trade down.
There's only 5 picks until we trade down. That's it.
Why would they trade down from 27? They're trading down from 31.
Because in their mind,
someone's going to want to come up into the first round and get their guy. They're trading out of 31. But go ahead, Vaz. I'm sorry.
No, I think that in the Ravens' view, if you can go down 10 picks and take the 4th best player at a position,
he's alone, man,
versus 6th or 7th best, it's worth taking the 15th best.
I hope Caleb Farley balls
on
every single person in this draft. But I hear you, Vaz. I just
apparently told him that he wasn't allowed. It really told Farley he wasn't allowed to hang out in the same room with other people.
Yes.
He hasn't even been drafted to the league yet. Like, how do they have the power to tell him that? Matty Wise made that point, and I agree with that 100%. How do they have the power to tell him that? Get out of here.
Whatever,
if he has COVID, just do this.
Whatever, man. I hope that he got the call, went into it. Looked like he was on a webcam, so I hope he gets the call, goes into the webcam, claps a couple times, and then goes out to be loved by his loved ones. So I hope he balls on everyone in this class. I hope he is the premier pick. I hope he doesn't bite the Ravens in the ass, but I love me some Caleb Farley, and I hope that he makes an awesome comeback.
I think he's going to prove to be a steal, like when it's all said and done.
Best movement skills in this class of any DB. Best transitions, best closing speed, best shits, best all around. I think just movement skill. I love him, man.
Yeah, Charlie Castro was like creaming his pants when he was talking about him before the whole back surgery thing came out.
Yeah, you see, this guy's a really good corner. See, he's going to drop back for you and play really good man coverage. See, and then he's going to go up in the zone coverage as well and do some really good things for you as well. See, they're going to tell you what to do about this kid. I'll tell you, okay, fine. He's going to be really good for you at the cornerback position, and that's all I got. My name's Charlie Castle.
Because the guy can play press and he can play man, you see?
Extra, extra. Read all about it. Caleb Farley.
My toupee is made of horse hairs.
We love Charlie.
And Charlie Chaplin or something.
Yeah, we're having a little fun. We like Charlie.
This is what Charlie's head looks like.
Yeah, a little bit. Listen,
shout out to his family.
You think Minnesota might go Darrisaw
I
here?
lose it every time.
I guess so, man. Darrisaw might just be falling, man. Pick is in.
Pitt, Jacksonville, Cleveland, Baltimore. Getting close.
So what? Jacksonville's got Robinson and Juwan Taylor. I feel like Urban is done with Juwan Taylor, maybe.
Both of those guys could play guard.
I mean,
both of those guys play better.
I'd be done with Robinson if I was like, I don't even know why they franchise tagged him. I thought he was like, he's one of the guys I listened to like a possible like bargain bin option. When he got franchise tagged, I'm like, well, I look stupid. I didn't think he was that good, but hey, they think he's worth what, 18 million? Then so be it.
So here was my bad idea. It was the wide receiver effect of the last two drafts. I bet the over 6.5 offensive linemen in the first round, and it's the market inefficiency versus the market value, and the offensive linemen are sliding, man. I thought it would be 4 or 5 in the top 20.
I'd be content with Jenkins if they took Tevin Jenkins, we didn't get Bateman. I'd be like, okay, at least we got him.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I wouldn't love it, because like I really, really like Bateman, but I don't. It's one of those points. It's one of those places where like, okay, even if they have them like that's like rated at the same, I feel like addressing that tackle spot with a guy of his caliber, it will take precedent over adding another, receiver. So
it's just unfortunate. You obviously think about the cap impact when I'm saying this, but it's unfortunate where you have Orlando Brown and then you have to go take Tevin Jenkins, but that's the reality of the situation. So
that was the whole reason why debate, the whole debate about do you trade him so you get a mid-second rounder versus getting a late third rounder 2.5 or a year and a half from now versus keeping him because you have to fill that hole. I don't understand the idea of offensive line as a priority, but then you trade away your second best offensive lineman. I think Jenkins, to me, if Jenkins is there, you run to the podium. I've been high on him the entire time, even when I didn't think Zeus was going to get traded. He was my favorite choice at 27. So at this point, you run to the podium. And now that I said that, he's going to get picked right now.
I'm kind of turned on by this Tom Brady, Mac Jones shirtless thing.
That's wild, man.
Now here's a guy who's got a fupa, and here's a guy who's got some non-football body. So we're going to show him shirtless. Here's 13 million people watching right now. So let's show two white naked men in their high school age side by side against each other.
Yeah, they are like
they're
like barely over 18 years old, which is like maybe the weird part about that.
Jake's always looking out for the minors.
Listen, I got their interest in
minor.
I'm just putting this out there. I feel like Quiddy Pay is going to be made the king of Liberia.
There's Darrisaw.
Liberia, huh?
What's
that movie with what's the movie
I don't want
with
them to pick I don't want them
Nicolas Cage, Lord of War or something like that? Guns?
Yeah, it's the Lord of the War. He's smuggling weapons in and outside
into Liberia. Yeah.
Right now. They traded back. Everyone thought, in terms of media narrative, they traded back from where everyone thought it was Elijah Vera Tucker, who is playing, all intents and purposes, a less important position at guard. And they go get a top level, I watched 2 games of him alone where I studied him, but I also watched a ton of Miami film. I watched a ton of Clemson film. I watched a ton of ACC film overall. I watched Rump. I watched Victor Dimku-DJ or whatever the fuck his name is. All those guys. Darrisaw is never in trouble. So they got to trade back and go get a tackle instead of where everyone thought they were getting a guard. That is a big fat W for me.
How long are his arms, Voss? I know you're the arm length guy.
34 and a quarter.
Yeah,
he looks like he has long arms.
There's only 2 guys in his class with over 34, at least in the top like couple rounds, and he's one of them. So yeah,
34.
that's a
He is the best. He's in Ocean City, Maryland right now.
Really?
Yeah, look. He's from Virginia.
NFC North is winning the first round so far. NFC North is killing the first round.
I agree. I definitely agree there. Justin Fields, Christian Darrisaw, Penny Sewell, and we got the Packers, who are just shit out of luck.
The Lions were the Lions were so ecstatic when they got
Pick is in.
Spenny.
Tevin Jenkins,
Najee Harris, Travis Etienne.
Thanks, bro.
Travis Etienne.
Is it?
No. I hope so.
No, not
Come on.
Patrick Queen.
I'd rather them draft a running back.
Up Travis Etienne. Najee Harris is a little bit more difficult proposition.
Chuba Hubbard, all the running backs. Khalil Herbert, Puka Williams, any running back.
Puka.
A Bear. Khalil A Bear.
A Bear.
Oh yeah.
A Bear. A Bear.
Making a Seinfeld joke.
Do we see a running back at 25?
Trey Sermon, Michael
I think it's
Carter,
Eric Stokes. I think could be his
Jamar Jefferson.
I think
Kenny Gainwell. Take Kenny Gainwell.
Tevin Jenkins. And then
No, they should move. They should move Laviska Shenault to running back.
I don't think the Ravens will draft Dylan Radins. I just don't know why, but I just don't think they will.
I don't think so either. And like I almost did a profile on him, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just do a center instead.
Yeah. He doesn't have enough. I don't know. They want their offensive lineman to be, I feel like, at least 310, 315. I haven't studied that, Spenny. Like you like went in and studied like what are the benchmark measurables. You do that for a few positions, but I can't remember the last offensive lineman that they drafted. They'll get a UDFA guy and try to put some weight on him, but they're not going to draft a guy early.
I think North Dakota State has a pretty good program too. So I think it's like people have this stupid narrative where it's like, oh, he played in an FCS school, so we can put weight on him.
I mean, it's not Bama. You might be able to juice 5-10 pounds out of the guy, but you're not putting 25 pounds on him. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree.
Come on, what is this pick? I've been thinking about this
running back for sure.
I've thought about this a lot.
It's Najee Harris.
Eric Stokes.
That's what Ogden picked on our thing.
Tevin Jenkins.
Najee Harris. Let's go. You know it's gonna be running back.
I hate that because I don't want to play against him. Because
I need a yellow towel. I need a yellow towel for this pick.
Jake has one.
Boss, I was just
Jake has one.
I have a terrible towel here.
He's gonna have to get his Barry Sanders on because their offensive line is still shit.
I can't believe he was mocked there 90% of the time. Look,
Let's
Boz,
go.
Look.
I like him. He's my number one running
Boz,
back.
look.
But come on, shake it. This is the clip for tomorrow's for the advertisement tomorrow, Jake.
Here it is.
Clip, yeah.
That's it. Terrible.
I hate that the Ravens have to play. Don't ever touch me with this again in my life.
I'm gonna probably burn it.
We've done this for probably 500 hours. That was the first time we crossed the line. I don't touch terrible towels.
I've done that before. I had a roommate who was a Steelers fan, and he had a terrible towel, and I wiped
You
my
didn't
ass.
screen him. You didn't screen him before you moved in.
You know the crazy thing is, out of like my 3 or 4 college roommates, 2 of them were Steelers fans. It was the weirdest thing.
No, I'm just kidding, man. They're good people. I just don't want them to win.
I can't believe
Some of their fans just overly obnoxious, though.
I can't believe they took him.
That was the best pick.
I love him.
The turtleneck.
They don't have an offensive line. They can probably get one in the later rounds of the draft a little bit. Sure. Everyone just says that like it's a thing, but
yeah.
I don't want to play against him. He fucked Patrick Queen up just now. He's going to burn Patrick Queen on fucking wheel routes.
It's fine. Put in Harrison. Make Harrison the mic. Make Harrison the mic. There's a take for you.
Figure it out.
Harrison the mic.
Tevin Jenkins is going to be there and is the pick. Tevin Jenkins is the pick for Baltimore at 27.
I would be.
I believe so. Do you think Bateman would get past Green Bay?
Yeah, they don't draft.
If they want to, if they
Maybe
don't
not
want
New Orleans.
if they're trying to salvage a relationship.
Elijah Moore, it's cool though. They still have Elijah Moore on the board. They still have Rashad Bateman on the board. If you really want Terrace Marshall, I can be talked into it. Like I said, he's easy to like. He's hard to love.
It's a little late for this, but
if Bateman's still on the board at 31, do you think they still trade back?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't value wide
They don't want
receivers, man.
Bateman. The Ravens don't want Bateman.
They really don't. They probably would have.
They like Duvernay.
But I
Honestly, they feel they would.
Duvernay ran a faster 40. They don't need Bateman.
Look,
I can see
look,
Bateman.
I started GoFundMe for them to pay him as an undrafted free agent.
That wouldn't. I mean, honestly, if they pick Bateman, how insulting is that to James Prochet?
Yes, I should take.
Let's be serious about
So
this.
insulting.
I feel like Kiss personality is more so of me having what's going on.
What is on your head right now, Spenny? What is that?
Fireman Ed.
So I bought
Jake is just
the
bludgeoning me with AFC team apparel.
So when I made some stupid bets that if the Steelers beat the Colts and the Jets beat the Browns at the end of last season, that I would bird box myself with a terrible towel and I would wear a Jets fireman helmet. So I bought them, but they didn't. The Jets fireman helmet took like 3 weeks to get there. So the time passed to like do the bit. So I was like, all right, I can't do this. So I just have these stupid things like sitting in my my storage thing there. And yeah, that's that.
Hey, you win some, you lose some. Mike Cabot says,
Marlon
does
Humphrey is an icon in the
Jenkins have a length to play
his own
tackle? So let's see here. Tevin Jenkins,
It's going to be Tevin Jenkins.
6'5" and 7/12, 317 pounds, 33.5. So ideally, he'd be 34. He's a half-inch short.
That's the shortest arms. Ramon Harewood had 33 and I think a quarter. And then I think Mike Orr was like 34, 33 and 3/4.
Yeah, how long were James Hurst arms?
Long enough.
Yeah, he was actually like a high
tester.
recruit. Yeah. But Tevin Jenkins drinks vampire blood in the morning for breakfast, and I think he'd be a great Raven.
Well, speaking of it, fellas, we have to actually cut the stream here. We will be back after our appearance on the SB Nation NFL show on their stream, and you guys are free to join us there if you were so inclined.
Let's go.
All right, gentlemen.
Tevin Jenkins.
Is that your prediction?
Yeah,
that's my dream. That's my hope.
Yep, Tevin Jenkins.
All right, everyone. We will be back shortly after that. We'll be recording the podcast on that end of it. So we'll talk to you then.
See ya.
Best of luck with the pick.